Good evening, everybody. How's it going? How's your game week been? How's your weekend been? Let us know in the chat. Hang on a minute. Simon Bellamy's in the is in the chat. Si, do you still play FPL? I forgot. I thought you gave up years ago. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Steps back till you get to where you're going. Just research where you're going. A t-shirt where it's snowing. A preacher not quite knowing what he's saying.
Hang on, I'm talking, and no one can hear me, Steve-O. It's great, isn't it? Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Game Week 12 Game Week Sunday Surgery. It's been a great weekend for me, not only because I'm feeling better than I did over the last 48 hours. I'm feeling good because, wow, differentials are great when they come through for you. They're so important, and I managed to get lucky with a couple of my differentials over this weekend. This game week has been very fortunate for me. People have benched certain players like Tsimikas, rightly or wrongly. People have their reasons. Of course, Steve-O did a stream earlier on. He was obviously 50-50 whether or not to play him. He decided not to play him at the last minute. Citing reasons of him being rotated. He's still going to be, in the back of your mind, a rotation risk. But it comes through this week for those people that did start him, that did play him, of course, getting 12 points. As it stands, out of the three of the original OG Elite FPL presenters, if we're going to call us that, Dan has actually beaten both of us, Steve-O. Dan has had a better game week than me. So shout out to Dan. I'm just going to quickly get this. I think he's got 99 points, which is pretty insane. But yeah, hello to everybody in the chat. I want to say hello to all of the regulars. We've got a lot of new people as well over the last few streams I've seen popping up. I did watch back and I was very moved by the amazing stream that Steve-O and Dan did last night. It was great to see all the support in the chat and all the love and all of the nice positive comments that you guys gave both of them, which was again pretty insane. Shout out to Animations, to Rad, Everything FPL's here. We've got John Harris, we've got Ricky Kylie, Colm, we had a few more members actually, Steve-O, over last night, I believe. It was Shagar actually gifted a few, if I remember, my memory recalls. So shout out to him. We've got Clickers, we've got Liam Healy here too. We've got John Harris. John, right mate, right John, how's your game week been, John? How you been, my Peaky Blinder friend? How you been doing, mate? You been alright? Don't think I could put myself through that again. So, replying to switch back to the good old days, minus 10% captainship ownership. Oh, wow. Go for the differential captains every week. Peter Scullion's here. Simon Bellamy's I'm done. We've got Shakalaka Mekaleka here. Green arrows. Nice. Who got a green arrow? Put an X in the chat if you got a green arrow. 63 bench Tsimikas, says FPL Josh. 63. Oof. I mean, that's actually, get over 60 points. Should be happy with it. Average over 60 points every week. You'll be all right. Relax and sleep. 79 and bench Tsimikas. Lots of people bench Tsimikas. Time for the -8 to bring in the alien. Oh, people on about getting Haaland. Haaland, not Haaland. Haaland back in their teams. Are they, Steve? Oh, very nice. Oh, are they? Yeah. Let's go. 211th in the world. Sky Fantasy Football. I don't care about Sky Fantasy Football. Steve was like this today. He's like, oh, I can't believe this. I'm top of the world in Sky FPL. I don't give a shit about Sky, all right? Sky can go do one, mate. I don't care about Sky. But well done to you, Matty. Very well done. Chucky's here. 70 without Haaland, again, has killed me. Oh, I hate to say I told you so, but again, you need Haaland in your team because he's going to get you some hauls. 700k going City, Chelsea, back down to 1.3 million. Big Jason gain on Steve this week. It's actually been a very, very good week for me. I've gained on a lot of people that have been kind of giving it large over the last few weeks, and I've been kind of not doing as well as them. So it's nice to get some points back on those people that have done so well. Time for cash to go, says Alex. We'll get onto that and Aston Villa and really where we're going to go with our teams from here on. There's been a couple of tough for next week. There's a couple of tough fixtures for some players, some popular players. So there's going to be maybe some people using 1 or 2 transfers, maybe a -4. I don't know, to kind of sort the teams out. I know Steve was already mentioning getting gone. A player that he's only just brought in. I think he's lost his head personally. I don't think he needs to get rid of Martinelli, but hey ho, he's got his own opinion. 79 owns Tsimikas, Zinchenko, Haaland, Salah, Saka, and Diaby, and I captain Haaland. Paul Williams. I mean, you've got some good ownership and players there. 79 points is brilliant. Captain and Haaland. I mean, that's balls, man. Big balls. If you've not been watching Man United are literally not scoring goals from the attack. They're scoring goals from the midfield and defence. That's what they are at the moment. They are just literally clueless in the final third. Set pieces and just throwing up our defence is the only way that we're getting goals at the moment. I mean, look at our goal difference. It's -3 for God's sake. -3. We're just not getting goals. Good evening, everyone, says Matthew Eziesh. You've got Rad here with 78 points. Tsimikas, Troll, Martinelli, waste of space. I didn't watch the game. Generally, whenever I watch Martinelli, he's pretty much in the thick of the action. So I don't know why you called him a waste of space. Frustrating when you outplay the field until last game and then get Erling Brute. All right, yeah. To be honest, today I will kind of talk about it in a minute, but that penalty that City got, the first one, wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. I mean, yes, if you look at the end result, it was a penalty. I think it was Carragher on Sky was saying like the initial contact, they were both pulling each other's shirts. Haaland pulls him back. I think is it Cucurella? It was Cucurella, wasn't it? He kind of pulls him back to gain a yard on him. Then Cucurella goes to pull him back to gain back that yard, and then obviously just grabbed a bit too hard, and Haaland goes down. But it's 50-50 for me. I've seen, and I will, and you will continue to see penalties like that given. But I think that if you look at the entirety of the situation, common sense should have overruled that decision, and it should have gone back and looked at the entirety of that contact between the two, and they probably may have reconsidered the penalty decision. I'm just going to say it right now. I think if I'm a referee in that game, I'd give a penalty because I didn't see the entirety of the situation. I only saw the end. But if I had the opportunity to watch it back and see exactly what happened between those two players, I would clearly see that it was 50-50. It really was. Haaland pulls him back to gain a yard. Cucurella pulls him back to try and get that yard back. But unfortunately, because he gives a bit more contact and he does go for that embrace around Haaland's abdomen area, then yeah, that's enough for him to go down. And obviously the referee's decision's made. But yeah, I think it's a bit lucky there for Haaland owners and certainly Haaland captains getting those points. It'll be interesting what you guys think anyway. But all in all, he get 2 and the assist. I mean, that was fortunate as well, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Hello, Chucky. Hello, Steiny Stein. Hello, PK7. Of course, it's a penalty. Be real. I mean, I think I am being pretty real, Madeline, to be honest with you. I think I am being real. I think it's, yeah, probably both hands on Haaland's what did it. It's what gave the penalty. But if you look at the entirety of the situation, I'm not saying it's not a penalty because of what happened as a result. I'm just saying if you look back at the entirety, you could probably argue that Haaland fouls Cucurella a few seconds before Cucurella fouls Haaland. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not a foul on Haaland. I'm saying it is a foul on Haaland, but Haaland fouls Cucurella to get to that situation. All right? They should look at the play of the ball falls cross because Haaland was yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you look, again, the referees bottled it, or the VAR officials have bottled it, in my opinion. They should have definitely looked at that got the referee, at least got the referee to take a look at it. And if the referee doesn't think it needs overruling, then he can just carry on with the penalty decision. But again, it was I don't know, it was a bit contentious for me. And I thought the whole point of VAR was to try and remove that sort of like grey area. But yeah, it does. I mean, ultimately, it's done now, isn't it? Talking pens under 6 meters. There's a 90 under 6 minutes. There have been some. Well, hang on. Under 6 million. There's some 90-minute penalty takers. Pens will be given most games. Pens will be given most games. Oh, maybe. I mean, I keep remembering Steve-O saying something about Douglas Luiz being a penalty, apparently being a penalty taker and being an amazing value asset. And you know, how's that worked out for you so far, Steve-O?
Well, he could have had a penalty today.
But did he? I need a hero. I'm holding up for a hero for the end of the night.
It's all in good you being smug and smiling.
No. I said it at the time.
The week before, it's misery, death. I think you need to calm the fuck down, to be honest with you, because this week has been, don't get me wrong, you have done
No, Douglas Luiz, I just don't rate him as a player. Like, I didn't at the time. Forget about this week.
We've had a fortuitous Diaby assist, by all accounts.
Yeah.
You know, that's just fortuitous. The Haaland goals in a freak match. You know, these things happen. You can't be out. The Tsimikas assists again. The second one, by all accounts, was.
Yeah, but how many points have you had off your bench in the last 2 or 3 months? Let's be honest. You've been fortunate with some of the points that you've come. I'm talking
about you having to go at me about David.
No, I'm not.
Luiz.
Yeah. So, but I'm not talking about fortuitous assists or whatever. I'm talking about this whole.
You're talking about.
No.
He didn't get a penalty today, but he could have done.
But are you literally owning him purely because he gets penalties?
Well, no, it's not just that. He's one of the key
what does he
players
do?
for Aston Villa, along with Diaby and Watkins.
What does he do other than take penalties?
Well, by all accounts, he's created play for the rest of the other individuals.
Because whenever I watch Aston Villa, which is not often, I'll be honest, but whenever I watch Aston Villa, I don't look at Douglas Luiz and go, bloody hell, he's a good FPL asset. I look at him as being a fulcrum in that midfield that links up.
5.5 million.
Yeah, but he's 5.5 million for a reason, Steve-O.
He's a penalty taker. It's the same.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly what has just been said in the chat. Oh, there's some really nice penalty taker options under 6 million. Penalties will give him most games. Maybe not. Bargains out there. Go for it, mate. If you want to fill your team in midfield or whatever with bargain basement players that may or may not get a penalty every other week, then go for it. I like to have proper proven class players that are the kind of the front men or the maestros of the team, the ones that are going to have a moment of brilliance, that they're losing 1-0 and they've got seconds on the clock and they can pull off a moment of a magic and get a goal. Those players, for me, they're the ones I want in my team. Douglas Luiz isn't one of them. But go for it. I mean,
it's one player of 11, 15.
Cole Palmer, I'd have him over Luiz.
Well, yeah, but this is before this. I bought Luiz in before Cole Palmer decides to start playing for his fucking team and starts getting penalties every fucking week. I can't think of when he does that.
I've already brought him in.
Who?
Cole Palmer.
Brilliant. His fixtures are fucking shit.
I haven't really. I'm only joking. No, I'm feeling good. I'm good. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good.
I'm certainly looking at Cole, whatever his fucking name is.
Wilkinson?
Certainly from Man United onwards. Newcastle away, horrific fixture. Brighton at home, not a great fixture at all. Although at the moment Brighton are just god awful. And then they've got that pile of shite in Man United. Everton away. Seems to be goals galore at the moment. Sheffield United at home.
Well, Everton away will not be goals galore. Man United don't do goals galore. Like, when was the last...
I'm talking about Chelsea here.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Chelsea fixtures at the moment. They're not going to score against Newcastle. That ain't happening. Newcastle.
Well,
are,
Newcastle are on a period they're in a status of shock at the moment. I think Newcastle, they've still got goals in them, of course they have, but I don't know. I think that maybe they've taken half of their attention off of the Premier League and half of it's gone to Europe or something, because they don't seem as, don't know what the word is, as organised as what they did at the beginning of the season. So the first few weeks of the season, certainly. I mean, if you own Newcastle assets, are you taking them out? Yes or no?
I'm not. I want to triple up on them.
There we go. Steve wants to triple up on them. But yeah, get yourselves ready to come in on Discord. We will just react to the outcomes of the games. We'll get the results up on the screen, and we'll talk about them. Steve, I did get, like I said to you before we went live, I did get a chance to kind of just watch your 2 p.m. reaction, and I put it on fast speed so I could kind of see what was going on, and ultimately I think it summed up like you were just getting fed up. You were just getting fed up about, nothing going right for you.
Well, it's the fact that Matoma didn't bloody play. It's just like, this game is all about differentials. All it's about is differentials. And those small little players that can catch on whoever. And when they don't start, well, they do nothing, but your rivals have done something, like in your case with the likes of Bowen, DRB, Haaland captain coming through. It's just like, give me a fucking break. It just drives me up the fucking wall, because what pisses me off is, like in Sky, everything I touch, it's working. Oh, it's working. This game, it just goes completely backwards, and it genuinely annoys me, because I've never played Sky before. I've got a basic idea of what I'm doing, and I mean the most basic of ideas. But everything I do is, it's working. But all of a sudden,
so we should reserve Elite Sky FPL as one of the.
I just watch Total Steve podcast. It's quite simple. It's on YouTube. Just watch that instead. Watch that sack of shit. But on here,
if you don't want to subscribe to us, you can say subscribe to Total Stevo.
I wouldn't bother.
Maybe you'll get to 7,500 before we do.
Ironically. That's probably the case with the road rage videos and the...
Yeah. But you can't do that. No, we got... let's just go through the results. Wolves beating Spurs 2-1. Shock. That was a shock. I did not see that coming.
It was a shock.
It was a shock for me. Did not see Wolves beating Spurs. No. Yeah.
Really?
No, I didn't
see Wolves getting a result against Spurs.
No. I think Spurs have been very consistent this season. I think Ange's really got them running very smoothly, and I'm shocked that a team of Wolves that have been so lackluster up front managed to score more than one goal.
I'm more concerned about the fact that you're 1-0 up for the majority. In fact, for the whole game, they scored in the second minute. You're 1-0 up throughout the whole game, and then the last whatever minutes it was, your team capitulate and concede 2 goals. I think I'm more worried about Spurs' mentality. Wolves winning doesn't surprise me, but it's just the fact that Spurs concede 2 late goals. It's the same with the Crystal Palace game, conceding that last minute goal. Same with the Chelsea game, completely losing their heads in the opening half an hour where the ref seems to have not taken control of it. We had 2 red cards. And, where's the discipline with Spurs? What is going on? That's the question that I have. But Wolves winning, I was not shocked by that at all. I think it was a result that...
I agree to disagree on that one. Certainly, I did not see that happening at all. Again, I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Wolves at home are a different animal. It's like Nottingham Forest. You can't back against Nottingham Forest at home. Pretty much, you put 50p on them to either win or draw, because they're just complete different animals. Away from home, they're useless. It's the same as Wolves. But at home, these teams, for some reason, they somehow get results. Is it because of the fans? Is it because they feel more confident at home? I don't know, but it's not a shock.
Okay, then we go on to Arsenal. Dan's team, Arsenal, beating your team, Burnley, 3-1. Not really a shock there in terms of outcome. I'm sure even you thought it was going to be a few goals for Arsenal in that game. Any positives to take out of that game for Burnley that you can think of, or is it just like more doom and gloom? Back down to the Championship we go.
My uncle messaged me to say, don't be disheartened by the result. I listened to the game on TalkSport 2, and we apparently defended very, very well. It's just a Zinchenko wonder goal out of nothing. The Trossard goal again from absolutely nothing, just a brave attacker going in for a header. And as ever, we concede from a set-piece goal because we're absolutely horrific at conceding set pieces. And I'm telling you now, Ward-Prowse getting two assists today from set pieces, he's going to be laughing against us in 2 weeks' time when they're playing us. I'm dreading that game, to be honest with you. So I think I'm surprised we even scored. I mean, again, it was a very fortuitous goal from Brownhill. And I think that right now we're easily going down. It's shit, really, but this is unfortunately the way we've started this season is just not good enough, and I just can't see us turning it around until at least sometime now in January.
Yeah, just again, Arsenal assets. Saka getting the assist. I mean, Trossard is one of those players that no one really gets in their team FPL-wise. He gets himself a goal and an assist. Is he realistically going to be on anyone's radar from an FPL point of view?
Yeah, he was on my radar. I was saying about him in the members video, but the thing is, I just went with the safe. Well, I say the safety option. I knew Martinelli was starting. We had it's a bit like Tsimikas. We had a kind of idea of whether Saka was starting or not. There was probably a higher chance of him starting, but I'm thinking, Martinelli, he's got some real good explosive returns in the past. He's going to tear us a new one. And unfortunately, he did fuck all. Again, and Saka with the assist. It was just so... it's just one of those shitty assists that you can see and you're just like... You could accept a pass, an actual pass or whatever. It was just a fucking looping header out of nothing. And Trossard just was brave enough to jump in and hit a fucking post. It's just frustrating, Jace. When I said in the members videos, I want to get Saka for safety, but my heart's saying Martinelli because I'm feeling that he's going to get a double-digit haul. But there's that risk factor in getting Trossard. And obviously I wanted to go with my heart. And the one time Bilal will clarify this, the one actual time I go with my heart, it doesn't work. You just can't... Mate, I'm absolutely fuming inside, to be honest with you, with this fucking game week. This game can really fuck me right off. And it's just weekends like this where you just...
But again, you literally just have to pick yourself up and go, right, well, that was a shit game week. I've got to just, you don't overreact to it by taking no, but like doing rage transfers, like, or doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, but essentially just lick your wounds and just start again and be like, plan for next week. That's the only thing you can control is your team for game week 13 and trying to get the optimal game, because this game week's gone now. So it kind of compounds the fact, obviously you did a -4 as well, which is kind of annoying because it's not been a great game week for you, but it could have got worse. I mean, it could have been worse. Salah could have not done anything this weekend, and it potentially could have been a lot worse for you. So at least he keeps up with the points that Haaland brings in for those people that captain Haaland. But yeah, Dan, shout out again to Dan. I know Dan's in the chat. He's up to 400k in the world. Dan, well done. I'm breaking around the 1 million mark at the moment. This is where whoop-de-doo. I'm doing so well, Steve-O. Up to 1 million, great. But I think I was like, in fact, I was 2.9 million, and now I'm 1 million. So that's 2 million rank I've gained from this game week. It's ridiculous. Still very, very close. We've got Gary Hornwood, which was a Harbour boy. He's 100k, and guess what, Steve-O? He's only 48 points. Oh, he's actually... 49 points ahead of me, and he's at 100k. So it's still very, very close. Like 49 points is easily catchable. Me and you, 9 points in it. So 9 points is 9 points. So I'm 9 points clear of you. So it's nothing, absolutely nothing. In fact, I've gone above Jack in terms of brew, and I've gone above a man Dylan. I've gone above obviously you, and I'm just behind Paulie now. Paulie had a bit of a rough game. He had 70 points this game week. Paulie's been doing so well. But you look at Blonde, you got 79. So yeah, it's just catching these people up is great. I mean, I'm only now 39 points behind Blonde. So 39 points. Blonde, watch your back. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, and then we move on to the next game, which was Crystal Palace Everton. I absolutely, I had Mitchell. I brought Mitchell in, and someone was like in the chat, "Why did you bring Mitchell in?" Well, I was going to lose a free transfer, and I wanted to sort out an issue in my team, so I just got Mitchell in. It's no biggie. It's not the transfer of the century, but at least I get to play him against Luton next week. So I'll start him against Luton next week. So I took a doggy out, and I brought in Mitchell. So Luton away. So Tsimikas be benched away at Man City, and Luton and Mitchell be playing away at Luton. And I've got a couple of transfers then to think about maybe doing. I don't know if I'm going to do them. There's the thing. My team, I like the look of my team, but the fixtures, I'm not. Could I get better for the fixtures? I don't know. That Palace game, Edouard Eze scoring for Palace. Everton managing to get the 3 points. This is a game that I was surprised that Everton were able to come and get the 3 points in that game. Of course, Decore, Garner, and Mikalenko. No one's going to own any Everton players, so it was a bit.
Volo.
Who's he got?
Mikalenko.
What?
I know. You think that's bad. Wait until you get to another game.
Man United winning against Luton. I think no surprise. No surprise that we win 1-0 at home. We can just about scrape a goal. And where did it come from? No other than Lindelof, Victor Lindelof. I watched bits of that game. Do you know where I go and watch my games now? When I can't watch them anywhere else, if I'm out and about. Let's go on my phone, and I go on to the social media company that Elon Musk bought. There we go. And I go in there, and I find that some accounts are just broadcasting the games. I'm like, oh, ideal. I get to watch this game. So I watched parts of it, and all I can say is same old, same old. I don't know what. I just don't know what to think about. Really, when I watch United, I just don't know what the plan is. I don't know what the manager's saying to the players. What the picture, the overall picture of how to win the game is going to look like. I just don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't think many United fans know what's going on really. And I feel sorry for Haaland. He puts in a shift. Haaland puts in a shift, man. He's running around like a crazy man. But he ain't going to give him the ball. Or he's going to get the odd chance. He had a really good chance that Rashford played into him. Should have scored, but, I think he's, for the majority of the game, he's just basically doing the graveyard shift. Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Right, talk about game week of surprises and like what the hell and upsets. I mean, Bournemouth, like, wow. I mean, I think Dan touched upon it last night, didn't he? He was happy to see Bournemouth win, and of course against Newcastle, it's like away from St James's Park. Are they starting to crumble now? Are they, that top four team, are they going to start dropping down, and the likes of maybe, down towards where Brighton is and down further, and whereas Aston Villa, I think Aston Villa stayed consistent. Are Newcastle going to fall out of that sort of like top 4 race? I don't think so. I think it's going to turn around for them. I just think that they've probably just lost a bit of focus because of Europe. I think it will come good for them. I like Newcastle. I like their team. I like the work ethic. I like Eddie Howe. I think he's doing a great job. But yeah, surprise result, Bournemouth winning that 2-0. Solanke getting 2 goals.
Who has Solanke, Jace? I've just mentioned
Alex Follow.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Time traveller. That guy's a time traveller. Today's games, Aston Villa 3, Fulham 1. McGinn, Watkins getting in on the goals. An own goal was scored, wasn't it? An own goal? Yeah, by Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson. Yeah.
And he got an assist, though, for Raul. Is that for Jimenez, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, they call him Raul. And then we got Bailey with the assist, Diaby with the assist, of course, which helped out a lot of owners. Spread points in that game, in fact, over McGinn, Watkins, Bailey, Diaby, for a lot of the Villa asset owners, of course. We got Brighton drawing against Sheffield United. A game where did Mitoma come on at all? He did, didn't he? He got some minutes.
He literally came on the second half.
Ricky Kiley has just done a super chat, a €5 super chat. Ricky, that's absolutely unnecessary, my friend. But thank you so much. There is news that Ratcliffe will take over football operations this week at Man United, if you didn't know what he's mentioning. Apparently bringing in a new CEO and director of football and money for January transfer window. Very interesting. It's very interesting. And I would love to know what his stance is on the coaching and team and Ten Hag. I would love to know what it's like. Be a fly on the wall and hear what his private thoughts are. But it's going to let it play out. Here we go. 1 second, Stephen.
There is news that Ratcliffe will take over football operations this week. Apparently bringing a new CEO and off and money for January transfer window.
I think Ten Hag has got to stay. He's got to be given time. He's had a very good first season. And I think that there's a combination of issues at United, I've always said, but I think that if they bring in a good director of football, new CEO, it's a start. But the Glazers have still got their rotten mitts on the club in part. And I don't know. I would like to think positive, but right now I'm struggling to find a positive. I guess what I'm saying is I want to be proven wrong. I want to be proven wrong that United can start turning the ship around and start, really getting rid of the dead weight that's in the squad and being sensible with the money. Like, all I want is sensible transfers, sensible money, sensible wage bills. Not, I always laugh when Goldbridge is saying that Jadon Sancho's at home on his PlayStation, he's playing FIFA, because he is. He's not got to do anything. He's earning hundreds of thousands a week for literally nothing. It's it's the wrong attitude, and there's obviously a few people in that dressing room that have got the attitude of, I play for Man United, I earn mega money, at the end of the day, I don't have to, I'm not on performance-based salary, I've still got a couple of years on my contract, I'm sitting pretty, I may not be top pick, I'm happy to sit on the bench, I'm happy to stay at home. That's what football's become for certain teams, and Man United is one of those teams. Where players don't bleed for their shirt. They didn't go out there and literally put their bodies on the line. Like, let's be honest, Man United players, when you watch them, they don't put their bodies on the line. They don't. They're not throwing themselves in front of shots. They're not busting the gut to trap back. It's obvious that they're just literally just bling football players that care about their brand more than they care about their club, and it's sickening. It's sickening because if you're a football fan and you go to Old Trafford or you watch it on the TV, all you don't care about what earrings they're wearing. You don't care about what watch they bought or what car they drive. You care about what they do on the pitch, and a lot of them are letting a lot of fans down, and the kids as well. The kids are watching that and they're thinking, you know, who is this Man United team? You know, is it acceptable to just turn up for training and kind of run around a pitch for 90 minutes and not really do much? I don't know. Anyway, Brighton, Sheffield United, Adingra getting a goal, Buonanotte getting the assist, own goal from another own goal, Webster getting it, and Bogle getting the assist for Sheffield United. Sheffield United not able to score their own goals. What do you think of that game? I didn't follow events on that. What did De Zerbi do in that game wrong?
I think, like with Vincent Kompany, he's just swapping and changing too many players in and out of his team, and no one's settled anymore. It's no coincidence that the first 4 or 5 results for Brighton when they were not in the Europa League. Oh, surprise, surprise. They were winning pretty comfortably once this stupid thing decides to load up. They were doing quite well. Then all of a sudden, since Europe's come into play, I've got a big squad, but I'm just going to keep constantly rotating it to the point of where none of the players know how to play with one another anymore. And, you know, I look at their results here, the opening before the Europa League. They win 4-1, 4-1, lose 3-1, win 3-1, 3-1, and then it's the Europa League. And since the Europa League, in fact, here's a question for you, Jace. Since their loss to AEK Athens in the Europa League in September the 21st, how many games have Brighton won?
Since when, sorry?
Since the 21st of September.
How many games have they played since the 21st of September? Can you tell me that?
Like 12.
How many have they won in the I want to say 4 games.
-1, 3.
They've won 3 out of 12.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Because they drew. Yeah, I'm looking back at the games now. So they obviously drew against Everton. They drew against Fulham. Wow. They lost City.
And they could have drawn that 2-2, listening into your stream that you did.
They drew against Liverpool 2-2 the previous week before that. Oh my God, yeah, they got battered by Aston Villa 6-1. And oh wow. Wow. I to be honest, I completely just forgot that they drew so many games. Drew against Liverpool, got lost to City, drew against Fulham, drew against Everton.
And that's just
drew against Sheffield United. That's just Premier League. Yeah, I mean, wow. I didn't know that they were in such a
dire state.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say dire, but I would say that they're. Where are they in the league? Hang on.
The 8th.
Wow, they have dropped down. Shout out to Villa.
Yeah.
Keeping it up there, and they keep 1 point behind Tottenham.
Unai Emery is a very, 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 very good manager, and I always
he is.
I mean, Dan, if you're listening and you want to come live on air, why not come on and talk about Unai Emery and those Arsenal days? By all accounts, he was treated pretty roughly from Arsenal fans and the Arsenal board. My understanding is that just the Arsenal board wouldn't back him.
Do you know what? I know this is going to sound crazy, but I still thought that I looked at the table today. And I still thought that Brighton were ahead of Man United. And literally, United have had... I mean, this is probably this is as depressing as it's been watching United since certain times under Solskjaer. But I actually liked watching... Thing is, I didn't mind watching football under Solskjaer because it was kind of like, tally-ho, let's go on the attack. I think this is almost like going back to the Mourinho days where it was just like lump it up to Fellaini and hope for the best. But at least, like, you knew what they were doing. And Mourinho was tough to break down. It was hard to score against them. And it was like... And, like, now, it's like, I just don't know what's going on in the team. I don't know who the kind of outlet is going to be. I don't know what you know... I just don't know what the game plan is. And again, look at United. They're 6th in the league. They're -3 on goal difference. I mean, Has that ever been a case of a team being like 12 games in, 6th in the table and being -3 on goal difference? Like, I would love to know that. We might set a new record if we continue the way we are. Like,
I think in the Championship last year, if memory serves me right, one of the teams in the top, I think it was Blackburn, I think they were like 6th or 7th, but they had a goal difference of minus, like this, -3.
I just can't get my head around it. I can't get my head around you. You're 6th in the Premier League.
It's because you're not drawing games. That's why. It's either
no. We're getting battered on the odd occasion, and then we'll win games 1-0, 1-0.
Yeah, precisely.
And it's just like, it is kind of cringy when you look at that and you think, wow. but on paper, we've lost 1 game in the last 5. That was to Man City. So you could say, well, that's hardly a surprise. To the reigning champions. We've got Everton up next. Do I think we're going to score 2 goals, 3 goals? No. Do I think we could get away with a 1-0 away? Yeah. If we draw that game, wouldn't surprise me. If we won it 1-0.
A single game this year.
No, but I think that Everton, something, I don't know why, and I just think that Everton, they'd be up for that game. I think they're going to be fired up for it. And I think that, like I was saying last week, wasn't I? Anyone that plays United now will feel up to winning that game. I think Burnley, to be honest, I mean, they were lucky. Well, sorry, Burnley were unlucky, but Man United were lucky to beat Burnley. I feel that even Burnley sensed that they could beat United. I think every team in that league, every team have a feeling that they could get a result against Man United. Just because of the way it's so disorganised. Okay, maybe not Luton, maybe not Sheffield. But yeah, everyone else. I think Everton. I think Everton's gonna be tough. I really do think it's gonna be a tough game. Going away, Goodness Park. I mean, anyway, we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that next week, or later in the week. But yeah, Brighton dressed Sheffield United. I mean, again, was shocked that they again. But then I say I'm shocked, but going on results recently for Brighton, it's just more of the same. It's actually, they're going on the same sort of run of form. And then we go to Liverpool. Right, Liverpool beating Brentford 3-0. Not a shock. At Anfield, of course. Salah getting 2 goals. Didn't see the game. But, Salah owners, Salah captainers, got to be happy with that. 2 goals, bonus 3. Obviously got a clean sheet bonus as well. Takes you to 32 points with captaincy, same as Haaland. You mentioned, the thing is, you mentioned Tsimikas, got 2 assists. I think the second, one of them really, really fortunate, you say?
I think it was the second one, I think.
Right, okay. Do you think, like, for me, like, I've been toying with the idea of getting another Liverpool attacker in my team. Do you think it's just too risky to get in another Liverpool attacker? Or
I've already done my transfer today already. It's done, and I've been toying with doing a -8.
They've got Man City next, don't they? That's the thing.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I was toying with Alvarez out for Darwin and whoever. But it's pointless with Man City at home to Liverpool. That's going to be another high-scoring game.
It could well be. I just think City are just showing their class. I really do. Like, you can't write them off. I mean, a few weeks ago, people got writing off Haaland. I mean, I just don't. Well, I don't get it. You were thinking of getting rid of him. I think a lot of people did. A lot of content creators jumped on this whole, we can make a great team without Haaland in it. Yeah, you can have all that points on the bench. It's great. If you're not pissed off for not getting your points because your rivals are getting them, you're even more pissed off because you got 30 points on the bench. Yeah, fucking amazing. Yeah, and I don't feel sorry for each and every one of you guys, because you deserve all of those headaches and benching dilemmas and points on the bench, because you got rid of probably the best, highest goal scoring player in recent Premier League history, because a few people said you might be able to spend that money on a few other players, and there's some bargains in midfield you can get, and you can pad your bench up with some quality players that you're never going to play, or you're going to rotate for other quality players. I don't feel sorry for you guys, because you're not thinking long term. Haaland is proven in the Premier League. He will do nothing for many minutes during the game, but then all of a sudden he'll do something and he'll get a goal, and then a few minutes later he'll get another one. He's literally just, he's not one of those players. He has the ball at his feet for long parts of the game. He literally gets chances, just the odd chance, and you put him away. Yeah, he got lucky on the penalty. He did. But the second goal was fine. His second goal was good. He took it well. City didn't look good at all today. I disagree. I thought Chelsea were fired up. I thought Chelsea raised their game really well against City. I thought City, for most parts of the game, had control in terms of, back to front. But I think Chelsea kind of shocked City because of the energy that Chelsea brought into that game. It was brilliant. It was a brilliant game. I thought it was more Chelsea. I honestly think it was more Chelsea levelling up their game than Man City dropping their game. I really do. Why are you taking the piss, Jace? If Haaland would have blanked today, you probably would have been streaming. No, I would have been streaming. I would, and I was saying the same thing. Like 3 weeks ago. I'm still doing fine with Haaland because my captaincies are coming through. Yeah, if you captain Salah, well done. I mean, absolutely great. But it's the other players in your team I care that really dictate whether or not going Haalandless is working for you. City get given a penalty every game, says Peppermint Freedom. Haaland will get a jammy penalty. City do get lucky on penalties. Darwin won't play City early kickoff, and also the Christmas round, a corner will be rotated. Says Animations. Haaland with multiple dodgy pens and defenders folding, and now holders are gloating.
Haaland to be rotated. It ain't happening. He's playing every game.
No, he's on. No. The Animations is on about Darwin being rotated.
Oh, Darwin. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Haaland with multiple dodgy penalties and defenders folding, and now holders are gloating. Crazy. Defenders folding. I don't know, man. I thought Chelsea today were very good. I really loved that game. I thought from a neutral point of view, that game was brilliant. But now he's coming in for -8 as a referee will bless him with a free goal every match. Why do Jason and Steve always use an accent from a different part of England when they want to poke fun at someone?
It's called sarcasm.
Yeah.
The assist, Jace, you are aware Haaland got the most pathetic.
No, I didn't even. When I was watching that game, I didn't even think for 1 minute that was an assist.
But there we go.
I literally didn't even think. I didn't check fantasy football points at all until after the game had finished. And I was like, what? Hang on. Has Haaland got an assist? And I was like, that wasn't an assist. Like, that was not an assist. Oh, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll gladly take it. With no Haaland, people will be fine because Salah matched it. Well, again, let's just see how you get on throughout the season without Haaland. I mean, I don't think people are going to go permanently without Haaland, but I just think that going without him week after week after week is just hurting you. From a 15-man, you can only play 11 players, and I like to have a shitty bench. Let's be honest, I do. I just don't like having quality players on the bench. I really don't. Sanchez also blocked a crazy shit. Yes. That chance from Haaland was brilliant. How he didn't score, I do not know. He sat on the ball. He took it well. I mean, the ball came in at quite speed. Like, he took it well over the line. I captained Salah, but my rank hasn't moved. You can't climb the ranks without Haaland unless you're exceedingly lucky, says Peppermint Freedom. I mean, yeah, well, look at this week. I mean, Haaland's scored point-wise, 6 or 7 players that that have been brought in. I mean, look at like Like, look at the overall points. Like, the amount of the average is I don't know, what, 65. And, if you got Salah and Haaland in your team, that's already half your points. You might want to explain United and Chelsea defenders and how they defended against him then. Says JR. Animation. Hi, I've had to take an L on no Haaland. Best to suck up early. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying that people that have dropped Haaland out of their team are currently plummeting down into the depths of oblivion, and they're losing their FPL ranks or mini leagues out to their rivals that do own Haaland. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's going to punish you because you are going to have dilemmas in your team, and you're going to be literally hiding behind the sofa every single week when Haaland's getting penalties and, double-digit hauls. You're going to have to try and get those sort of middle-range, 8 million plus players to keep up with him, is all I'm saying. Because there's only two major premium players in the game, and that's Salah and Haaland, isn't there? Now Kane's gone, obviously, and he's Kane, by the way. He's doing amazing, isn't he, Steve? Have you been keeping up with that?
Was it 20 goals or something? He's
just ripping. Record. Yeah, he's just ripping up the Bundesliga. Absolutely brilliant. So Liverpool winning 3-0. Salah 2 goals, Jota goal, Tsimikas 2 assists, Darwin assist. Clean sheet for Liverpool at home against Brentford. Yeah. And then we got West Ham Forest. Now, apparently this game was brilliant. It was an end-to-end game. From what I was hearing on the radio, had Absolute Rock also. I don't know what was Absolute Rate. I don't know, some rock station that Mal has on. Anyway, the guy was like, and the latest from the West Ham game is that they've managed to score at the end. I'm like, what? And I was listening out to it. I was like, was it Souček?
Souček, yeah.
Yeah, he got the goal, and I was like, who got the assist? Who got the assist? And like, as soon as we parked up, I was like, looked at my phone, I was like, oh, God. So I think, Prowse, funny enough, isn't it, Steve-O? Remember him in your team?
Yeah, it's laughable.
You got him gone because he wasn't doing anything. The moment you get rid of him, he comes up with 2 assists. Typical.
Three if you include...
last week's?
The Europa League. Three assists in 2 games now.
Oh, he didn't do anything Premier League-wise last week, did he?
No.
So yeah, 3-2. I think Bowen stays well and truly in my team. He's again.
Sorry, can I just pick on a member for a second? So thanks for your membership, Ricky. We won't be seeing you again. I captain Haaland because of excuse me. I captain Haaland because of FPL Juice. They said Haaland had the best odds of any time goal scorer. No disrespect, but no shit. Fucking hell. Like, don't give us that crap, Ricky, that you captain Haaland because he had the best of any time goal scorer. Like, every week he's the best option for any time goal scorer. I mean, if you seriously needed to be listening into a stream and for them to then say, oh, do that because of this, like, clear off. Like, that is bollocks, mate. Like, that is utter
wow. Steve-O's had a bad day, all right? So I'm just going to preface that with Steve-O's had a bad day. Chelsea versus Man City. I did not expect this to be 4-0.
30-page document email, Jace.
I did not expect 4-0. Chelsea turned it up today. They turned up their performance, and they were brilliant. Like, large parts of the game, they showed that they could go toe-to-toe with Man City. Were they fortunate? I'm talking about Man City to get that penalty. Yes, but the penalty that Chelsea had was a stonewall penalty. So yeah, I mean, I think the game finishing 4-4 was it a deserved 4? I think points apiece. Probably all in all, they probably deserved. Both teams deserved to share a point. But I'll be honest with you. Even though I captained Haaland, I was sort of for that 90 minutes, I was rooting for Chelsea. I wanted to see Chelsea win that game because they put in so much effort. Sterling, just wow. Just a live wire, just an absolute live wire. When you get excited, I just get excited when I see a player just happily take on 2-3 players and just waltz around them.
He's a very good player at the end of the day.
He is. He is, but he's very much. Recently, he's gone missing in games, and it's frustrating owning him because he'll put a performance where you think, bloody hell, this guy's world class, and then other games he'll just go missing against lesser opposition. He doesn't.
What Brentford you mean? Where he had glorious opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net. Nope, misses. Hits the post, crossbar.
Yeah, but I always see Sterling at the moment as being the provider and the fire that can kind of break through a defence, and then you can cross the ball in to, say, Jackson or whoever. But obviously the issue Chelsea have had is that Jackson can put away anything for large parts of the early season, and they just didn't have that like cutthroat goal scorer that could just literally get half a chance and score. Whereas their midfield of quality, they've got a quality midfield. So it's going to be interesting to see how I said it earlier on in the season, I see Chelsea being a dark horse this year. I really, really do. They're 10th in the league at the moment. They're 10th. They're on 16 points. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shock people. I'm going to predict that Chelsea are going to finish above Newcastle, above Aston Villa. I'm thinking Chelsea are going to finish 5th this season. Or even go in. I go in, maybe even run for the top 4. Like go to 4. I just think that Chelsea have got such quality players, and they are starting to show. Like they're just starting to click now. And I just think it's going to happen from the second half of the season. I see Chelsea being a real force. I just have this feeling. I don't have any loyalty towards Chelsea. I don't have any love towards Chelsea. I just think it's going to happen. I really do. Steve-O is only peeved off because he's ran out of Lidl's Christmas muffins. Steve-O?
Well, ironically, they're in the fridge, so it's got nothing to do with being peed off with that, Cole. I'm telling you now, I'm pissed off because the way the game week's gone. Again, it's just a fucking joke.
Oh, come on. It's not like you've been there. You've not been there before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It just sucks when you're doing a stream and it's not going your own way. I mean, we've been there before. Both of us have been there, and it's just literally just like, oh. I mean, yeah, your captain's come through, but everyone owns him, and all your differentials have kind of that's what you're really looking at, isn't it? Your differentials.
Well, yeah, it's the differentials you have and the differentials I have, and we go back to what we were saying earlier on. It's just give me a fucking break.
Yeah, right. As a reminder to everybody, if you have only just jumped in and you're just finding this channel for the first time and you haven't already hit that subscribe button, to come back and watch us again in the future. If you haven't already hit the like button, hit the like button. It helps us show up on the algorithm from YouTube, and we might get a few new faces in here every now and again. Jump into our Discord. Our Discord is hustling and bustling hive of scum and villainy most days. Discord.gg/Elite FPL, or just search Elite FPL in the Discord category finder. You'll find in there a multitude of channels to discuss your FPL team and other things, and the Hangouts channel, which is oftenly frequented by Harbour Boy, Buffy, the usual suspects in there. Many of them much, much better at FPL than me. Maybe. Don't know. We will be in there now. We're in the on-air channel on Discord. If you want to come in and chat with us, feel free to come in at the waiting room, and we'll throw you in. Just need to post your team in the team screenshots channel, which is in the channel above in the text. Anyone saying anything in the chat? I agree. Chelsea top 10. Evening all, says John Wilkes. Hello, good evening. The only ones happy to see Steve-O. The only ones you are happy, Steve-O, are the world to have a good score. The only ones you are happy, Steve. Can you read that? Because I can't.
Matt is clearly using, I'm thinking he's using voice chat text, because I've been reading a lot of his messages and they're all clearly, for fuck's sake.
They're written right, but the order of words and the way that the grammar of them is slightly out.
Yeah.
Either that, or he's had a few sherbets on a Sunday night.
Just in response to Fire Talk, but you're not streaming though, are you, mate? I could happily just fuck off right now. It's quite simple. You don't have to stream this. I do. So, you can say like cheer up, but just try streaming about it, mate. It's fucking hard. It is, and I said it to Dan earlier. I said it to Dan last night. It's fucking difficult at the end of the day. And you know what this channel is about. You know what it's about. The reason why people like yourself are here and stuff. Because of the rivalries. And I'm just fucked off. And again, I make this point. Like, yeah, people don't like it, but it's what's unique about this channel.
It's not all fucking. It's not all rainbows and unicorns every week, is it? Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't win FPL every week. You can't get amazing points every week.
You could do what pretty much every single FPL content creator does, which is, I've had a bad game week, but let's look at the following game week. Brilliant. Not going to talk about this game week? Nah, it was shit. They don't even say that. Whereas with us, we'll just continue ranting and raving about it until pretty much 2 weeks later. We've got to talk about game week 13, but that's not for 2 weeks away. So come live on Airfire Talk. Talk to us. Same as Matty. Talk to us. Dan, talk to me.
Talk to me.
Yeah, like a face jacker.
2 freaking weeks.
Yeah, I know. Dan's loving it, but
bloody international break. I can't stand the international break.
No, I'm not really. You know my thoughts on the international football. It's crap. But hey,
it is what it is. But yeah, looking at your team here, mate. I mean, look. Let's be real. On before the points came in, that's a good team, a good bloody team, Good fixtures. You can't kick yourself and go, "Oh, I benched Tsimikas. I'm a prat." Or I benched.
Well, I haven't said that.
No. I'm just saying, like, you can't kick yourself or get angry at yourself for your decisions. Your decisions were sound, and they're just.
I haven't. I have actually got pissed off with the results. But
that's out of your control. What you can control is what you do, and you set your team.
Hold on a minute. Then why do you get pissed off with Man United? Then is out of your control. You could have that argument about anything. It's out of your control. That's the end of the stream. Brilliant. No, I'm pissed off with how the games have gone. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, and the team's fine. Like I say,
people are pissed off for a few hours, and then just other things happen.
Yeah, tomorrow I'd forget this even existed.
Yeah,
that's the truth. But for now, while we're discussing it, we're talking about it, and we've got amount of people watching. Can you just confirm you've done transfers? Yeah, Matona's fucked off and Bowen's in. It's done. It's finished.
So Matoma's gone.
Yeah.
Martinelli?
He will have to stay, unfortunately. He has to stay. I'm tempted by doing a -8, getting rid of Martinelli, but there's just no money anywhere.
Who would you bring in for a Martinelli?
Saka. It would just be a straight sideways move.
Sideways. You'd only be doing a -4 for that.
It's just, I was thinking of doing a -.
What was your thoughts of benching Nketiah, just out of curiosity?
What, this week?
Yeah.
What, for the game against Brentford, or do you mean against?
No, for the game against Brentford.
Yeah, I'll be benching him, yeah.
You're benching him for that?
Don't lose at home, and Arsenal struggle against Brentford.
And why?
A very difficult game.
Why? And I'm curious as to why you benched him against Burnley, at home to Burnley.
He wasn't going to play. There was no way he was going to play. Arteta.
How many minutes did he play? Did he?
10 minutes, I think it was.
Right. Okay.
15 at most. He was never going to play. Arteta's favoured front three is Martinelli, Trossard, and Saka. That's his favourite. Well, actually, no. Tell a lie.
Do you know what? Trossard. Is he gonna? Do you think he's going to be good for minutes moving forward?
It'll be Trossard, Martinelli, and Saka will be the front three until Jesus is back.
I'm tempted on Trossard. I need Dan's opinion on Trossard. Really, Dan, let us know what your opinion is on Trossard. Is he worth getting in?
Well, so he'll say yes.
So you brought in. You brought in. Remind me again. I forgot already. You brought in who for Mitoma? Saka. Bowen. You brought in my player Bowen. How dare you?
Yeah.
So you're setting up next week with with Bowen, right? Okay, cool, right, great, perfect, amazing. The one less differential on
Bowen's
you.
one of the best assets in the game. What do you want me to do? Bring in some random player like a Dingra who, he may pop up with 1 goal every 10 games.
Right. Okay. So no, I like to keep track of who I've got different to you, and vice. Obviously, I'm sure you, again, are well aware that's the only way that you can stay above or catch up on your rivals.
But
right.
I'm not. As much as I love the rivalry, I'm not really focusing on you with my transfers. My transfers are based on a fixture ticker I personally put together, which actually, ironically, turns out quite well. And for me, the only West Ham asset to own is Bowen. That's it.
Okay,
or maybe Kudos at a push. Anybody else, forget it.
We do have a person in the waiting room, and more people are welcome to jump in and join. If not, we'll just make the stream shorter. Animations is in the waiting room. Let's get him in. Animations, how are you doing, man? How are you doing? Are you one of these people? I haven't looked at your team. I've got no idea how you've done. Let's just see by the tone of his voice. How are your weekend?
Yeah, hello lads.
Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. I need to change something on here because my audio's coming through the wrong thing. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now talk.
Hello. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Animations, what's up, man? How's your game week? How's your weekend been, first and foremost? Let's talk about your weekend. You had a good weekend, mate?
Yeah, it's been very just chill, really. Worked on Saturday and then just been watching the streams and just been enjoying the weekend, really. How about you guys? How's your illness you had? You feeling a lot better?
Sucks, man. Yeah, I was in real bad headaches. Just essentially, I couldn't sleep one night. I only had like 2.5 hours. Sore throat, headaches, coughing. It's just it's cleared up yesterday, but I'm just so tired. Had a sore throat. I hate sore throats, and I hate headaches. So when I have a sore throat and a headache at the same time, I feel like the world's going to end. But so let's talk about. So you watch any of the games this weekend?
I watched the Spurs game on the weekend, and then I watched a majority of the Arsenal game. And besides that, I've just been. I guess earlier today I tuned into Steve-O's stream because obviously Steve-O knows. But I was basically I had a nap before the football came on, and I came into the stream about the 60th minute or something like that, and then I just heard the results from Steve-O, really. So I just thought it was quite interesting. But
did you see any of the Chelsea Man City game?
Yes, I watched a bit of it. I watched the first half.
Game! What a game! That was a brilliant game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, with the whole Haaland situation, stuff like that, about whether it's Captain Haaland or Captain Saka, like they're both in on the same point. So I suppose people who don't have him haven't really been done as per se, but then obviously they have because obviously the points.
Well, no, I know that people that don't own Haaland have lost out on points this game week, generally speaking, because the players that have been favoured in teams, haven't added up to 16 points this game week. In a lot of people's teams, a lot of people get sticking there with 2 points. Like the assets from, say, Newcastle, the assets from Tottenham. Of course, Watkins, Diaby, Bowen, they all came through. Axlet there with the £5 super chat there. I think something's going to read out now. 1 second.
Hackslick donated £5 through Super Chat. Love Steve-O keeping it real.
Steve-O keeping it real, man. It is never going to change. He's a grumpy git when things don't go right, but he's all laughing and smiling when things do go right. It's his first week now behind me this season, and it's the end of the world. But Steve-O, you might have to get used to that, mate. You might have to get used to that. I think I'm charging up now to the top 250. That's my next goal. And catching Blonde, beating Blonde, making sure that that group of individuals, you know who you are, that like to kind of scheme in the Discord hangouts, that they don't get one over on me. and that I can stick it to them at the end of the season and go, aha, I win, I'm better. No, I'm only joking. It's just a friendly rivalry that I've got going on with a few individuals that they don't know about. 75 points for you, Animations. How are you feeling with 75 points with a -12 this game week? Let's be honest. Because I've just seen that you did a -12. Like, why? Why did you do a -12?
Well, my thought process was when I came on stream the other day with you and Dan talking about Arsenal and stuff. I was pretty set on getting Gabriel, and I was confident about his minutes and stuff like that. So I ended up bringing him in for Matty Cash because I thought, okay, Villa's long-term fixtures aren't great, and I preferred Gabriel with like Lucen and stuff like that coming up in the next few weeks. So I thought I'd do that transfer, and obviously I was discussing that I'll probably bring Haaland back, and yeah, I'm pretty sure obviously it hasn't paid off because I would have had Darwin starting who ended up getting an assist, and I would have had like Alvarez on the bench and stuff like that. So the points that I would have taken obviously didn't pay off. I mean, the Tsimikas stuff, like, I think the majority, like, the thing I want to get out across to people is that the majority of people, I would imagine, had their thoughts in their head when Tsimikas had the mistake against Toulouse on Thursday, that he was going to get benched or Gomez was going to come in and stop them from attacking that side. So I think the majority of people, they're probably going to be bitter or a bit annoyed that they probably benched Tsimikas, but at the end of the day, we all play FPL like to how we think, and the fixtures that the people played probably over Tsimikas had the better fixtures. So, I mean, I'm not really butthurt about the game. Like, I just play FPL for fun. That's why, for example, I'd taken the -12 this week. So I don't particularly think that benching him was the worst thing. Obviously, I would have preferred the points, but the players I played had the better fixtures. So, I mean, what do you guys think on that then? About what I've just said there?
Thought process was sound. Just didn't execute. Simple as. You know, you put you put your players on the pitch. They all made sense at the time, and some of them came through, some of them didn't. I think it's just one of those where did anyone think that Tsimikas was going to get 2 assists in that game and a clean sheet? No.
Oh, exactly. No.
It's a fluke. It is a fluke, and you know, people that own him, that played him, I think are few and far between this game week. So yeah, I don't really think that you need to kick yourself. I think the -12. I don't know the ins and outs of the -12, but was getting Haaland back in a part of that -12?
Yes.
So, you know, you kind of got points back from Haaland getting him in. Who did you take out?
So I took Haaland. I brought in Haaland, Mabama, Lascelles, and Gabriel, and I took out Kabore, Cash, Darwin, and Alvarez.
So Darwin got an assist, didn't he?
Yeah, that's the only thing that's really.
And Alvarez got an assist as well. But
I wasn't going to play Alvarez anyway. He would have been on my bench, so I wouldn't have counted those 5 points.
So really, you've lost out on a few points then. But are you happy with your team going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think bringing. Sorry, Steve. I carry on. Sorry.
Well, your team's perfectly set up. There's no messing about here. You've got a Crystal Palace defender for their decent fixtures. You've got, you know, Newcastle defender for their decent fixtures. Gabriel, as you've already stated. You know, Arsenal. Okay, they conceded a freak goal against Burnley, but they got some decent fixtures coming up. Tsimikas, decent Liverpool coverage, and then you've got Salah, Saka. You've basically got the midfield I want, barring Matoma, and then you've got Watkins as well, along with Haaland. Your team's basically perfect, give or take.
Yeah, I think like you said, you just stated there. I think my team is good. Like, I've got the Wolves coverage as well. Like, I don't plan to make a transfer during the international break if I can, and then I'll just go in with 2 the week after. So, yeah, I think it's all right. I'm not gonna panic and make moves. It's just waiting and seeing, really.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be concerned about your team, your thoughts. I really don't have much to add other than what Steve-O said. I mean, you're set up perfectly for upcoming fixtures. You know, it's not. Well, where are you ranked in the world now?
Well, I'm at 960k But
Yeah,
before I
so
was at about 500 and stuff without Haaland. But I'm not too worried.
Still
I mean,
tight,
as long as
innit?
if I get 500k, I'm very happy.
still very, very, very close and very, very tight in that. In the top couple of million, there's still like what 30, 40 points. So again, swings, massive point rank swings week in weekend, even now in game week 12. So yeah, just keep rocking and rolling. And yeah, I like your team better than a few weeks ago when you had players on your bench that were just pricey. You know, at least you got players on your bench now that are just fodder that you don't care about. It makes your team selections a lot easier, and your chances of getting pulls on the bench, players that you were 50-50 about, just being very minimal. But yeah, all in all, just roll with it and go on. I can't believe I'm saying roll with it. You got 75 points. It's it's fine. Yeah,
but it's fine. I think I'm happy. Like at the end of the day, as I state loads of times when I come on here, I play this game for fun. I don't take it as seriously as probably some people do, but just enjoying content from you guys and just stuff like that. It's just in fact the fun of the game, as they say.
Absolutely. Animations, thank you, man, for coming on. It's been much appreciated. I got a few more people in the waiting room that's just jumped in now. So we'll
that's fine. Thanks for having me on, guys. And yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you, man, thank you. If we don't have you people coming on, then we don't have any real discussions at the end of the day. So thank you.
Sure then.
Catch you next week.
Yeah, catch you guys next week. See you soon.
Cheers, catch you. Sweet. Who are we getting on next?
Dan's there. We may as well bring him on.
Hey Dan, how's it going? Great. Dan, do I need to bring in Trossard? Next on the queue is Ricky. We'll get Ricky on. We'll just get Ricky on while Dan might be AFK. He might be making a cup of tea or something. Hello, Ricky. How's it going, dude? You right?
Hey, how's it going?
Going all right, thank you. It's my first good game week in a long, long time. I'm feeling happy about it. Maybe some people I'm thinking maybe I'm gloating. No, not really. I'm just happy that I'm feeling better and I've had a good game week of football, which is good. But you had a good game week as well. 85 points. You owned and captained Haaland. You owned Salah. Points wise, you got points from Saka, Watkins, Alvarez, Palmer. You had Cole Palmer in your team. I bet you're happy about that in the end. Saliba getting you 9 points too. Overall, what's the takeaways from this game week for your team? Who you keeping? Who you getting rid of, if anyone?
Well, I had to do a double transfer last week because of the Maddison injury. So I got rid of Udogie and Maddison for Trippier and Palmer, which I was happy with, obviously. Like Trippier, I was surprised Newcastle conceded 2 with all the injuries. But I think that's what took me off the Salah captain, because I had Salah captained right up until 5 to 11. And then it was just looking at all the Liverpool injuries. I was almost like, and so many people had captain Salah. I was like Liverpool didn't have, they were missing so many players, so many injuries. I was like, how are they going to do well? So I was actually surprised how well Salah did. And then, Haaland has never scored against Chelsea. So last season, or even in the Champions League when they played Chelsea, he has never scored. So that's why I sort of said it was when that stream said, Haaland is the most likely to score. That's why I changed it. I was like, it doesn't make sense captaining Haaland if he's never scored at Stamford Bridge. And as I said in the comments, one of the goals literally went in off his arse. You couldn't believe it. And even the VAR check for that handball, because they thought it went in off his arm, I thought I was very lucky, but really I couldn't decide between Salah and Haaland because one had injuries and one has never scored against Chelsea. So I nearly captained Watkins. That was nearly happened. So,
but the point is that Haaland is quite literally one of the best strikers on the planet at the moment, along with Harry Kane. And if your decision making was between him and Salah, and it came to FPL Juice saying, the best anytime goal scorer, but it's obvious he's going to be every single week he's going to be the best anytime goal scorer. Pretty much
Yeah,
every single week. And
I know, and I understand what you're saying, and I do agree that like likelihood Haaland will score, but the reason so many people got him out is because I think De Bruyne's injured. So like Haaland, and I know he's injured all year, but Haaland hasn't been the same Haaland. And that was literally what I was trying to say, is that I was torn between Salah and Haaland, and I didn't know who to choose. And it was actually on one of your members' videos when you said they were so good. I said, I'll listen to this just to see, and that's when they said it. And I was almost saying it like it was good that you shouted them out, because that's what made my decision. Because it was either going to be Watkins or Haaland, because I couldn't see Liverpool after the performance against Toulouse with all their injuries, Gomez being out. I thought right, Watkins captain, that's what I'll do. And it was only from sort of Steve-O's recommendation that made me go to Haaland in the first place. But what I'm thinking now for this game week, I don't like making transfers in the international break, but I think Matoma has to go for Mbeumo. I'm for in the bank.
yeah,
For who? Mbeumo?
Yeah. I think
Really?
Brentford have great fixtures after Arsenal, and I do agree with what Steve-O says, that like Arsenal haven't, like Brentford always have a good result against
Not
Arsenal.
fancying Trossard then?
I don't fancy Trossard, and I'll tell you why. Because like when is Jesus back? Like surely
December.
like December. Yeah, I don't know. See, I think,
and also when he says he's back, he's not going to be fully match fit. He's going to be. I think Arteta will bring him in slowly, and he'll bring him in at like on the 70th minute. He'll sub him on before getting him starting games. I think he's going to be phased in, especially the amount of time he's had out of game time. I mean, it's a lot of time missed. You're not going to just play him, start him in a game, play 90 minutes. So,
but I think that gives you problems though, because then you bring in Trossard for what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then Jesus, Martinelli, Saka are all fit again, and then you have whatever he is, 6.5, just not playing, and then you have to bring in someone. So I'd much rather spend the 6.8 on Mbeumo and know he's starting, know he's taking penalties, than bring in Trossard and then have the fear of, oh my God, will Nketiah play? Or what happens if he gets injured playing in Europe? Like the joys of having Cole Palmer is that because Chelsea are out of Europe, like if he doesn't get injured in the Premier League, he's going to start the next game. You don't have that Tuesday night worry of, oh no, or Thursday night, whatever.
Who is the Man City player on your bench, by the way? Just to
Kyle Walker.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Kyle Walker was starting, and I just had a feeling that, especially when I seen it was Anthony Taylor. I think Anthony Taylor is an awful ref, and he loves a penalty. He loves making the game about himself. So I just said, I don't think either team will keep a clean sheet. So that's why I that was another reason I brought in Palmer. I thought, well, if Taylor likes giving out penalties and Palmer's taking them, just made sense. And again, it was the Haaland penalty was very fortuitous because Doku got fouled in the box. Like, I don't know how that, like the foul Doku done in the Chelsea box was worse than what Cucurella done to Haaland, but they gave the penalty, which didn't make sense to me. But again, I'm not going to complain.
I think the Trossard argument, you could turn it another way by saying he's probably, if he continues the way he is, he's going to go up in price. He'll go up to like, what is he, 6.5 now? I reckon in 5 or 6 game weeks, he's going to be, 6.8, 6.9 if he continues on this trajectory of being first choice, which he is. Continue scoring the goals and the points. People start looking at him. He's a perfect switch in. You'll have triple Arsenal, by which point, which I'm very envious of, because Arsenal's fixtures, Brentford away, it's not easy, I get it, but Brentford do concede goals. Wolves at home, again, they're going to score in that. Luton away, don't need to talk about. Aston Villa away, they concede goals. Brighton at home, they concede goals. You get the idea with this. They're a top-class team, and I think that... I don't know if... Dan, are you there? No. I just think that if you're... How much money have you got in the bank, just of interest?
At the moment, I have 0.4.
All right, so it's basically a 6.5 the midfielder then. I'll tell you what. Matoma out for Trossard. I think go for it. Genuinely, I think take the punt, get it done, get rid of that fraud, and just forget about your team. That's what I'm doing with the fact that I've done with Bowen. I've done it now. Just forget about my team. And with you, I think that coming into 2 weeks' time's fixtures and you see Trossard there, I think that you should be pretty confident because your team is very good. Who's the goalkeeper, the second one on your bench?
Turner.
Oh, you've only got... Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, I did. I did have Onana, and then, United were doing that thing where they let the ball go in the net a whole lot of times. So we had to get rid of him.
Yeah. I think go for that move personally. Trossard in for Matoma.
Yeah, perfect. No, that's actually what I'll do, because it was only when you said the point about Brighton have only won 3 in their last 12. Like, I think people just assume Brighton are doing well because they started the season well, and I'm guilty of that. Like, I Estepinian and I tree Brighton starting the FPL, like, and you just assume they're a good team, but in actual fact they're underperforming now. So best to get them gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I'm thinking of getting Trossard in it, but the player that I'm thinking to get rid of is Son.
I was thinking of
I
another
wouldn't
player
do that.
you should be getting rid of. There's another player you should be getting rid of, Jace, in your team. I know who it is. It's pretty obvious.
Not for me. No. Who?
Who is it? I can't see the teams.
Diaby would be the one I'd be getting rid of.
Why? It's doing all right. It's ticking over quite well.
Well, there's a difference between ticking over and there's a difference between bringing in a player who I personally think will outperform him over the next 4 or 5 games. Look, Diaby or Aston Villa, Tottenham away, Bournemouth away, Man City, Arsenal.
Yeah, I've got to double up with Watkins and Diaby, I suppose. Hedging my bets, getting rid of one of them. Yeah, maybe I'll do Son and Diaby out and bring in Cole Palmer and Trossard. I don't know. Just see how it goes.
I think getting rid of Son would be a disaster because Udogie is so good at attacking that I think Tottenham are always going to struggle with
I got rid of Son, and I got rid of Udogie already.
Oh yeah. Oh no, but like I think like what people are saying is that because Maddison is out, Son won't get as many chances. But I think that's partially true. But a lot of Son's goals have come from Udogie sort of, overlapping and getting balls across. They
got tough fixtures though. They got Aston Villa, Man City, West Ham, Newcastle. Those are tough fixtures. I'm just going to get off the Son bus, I think. I believe I'm going to get off the Son bus for a few weeks and then revisit it sort of mid-December. Sort of, when they get those fixtures against Nottingham Forest, Everton, Brighton, Bournemouth. I think that's when I want to get him back in. I think miss him out for the next 4. Maybe think about getting him in sort of mid-December, 15th of December for that Nottingham Forest away game. But again, a lot can happen between now and obviously we've got the stupid international break, so we've got a long time to think about what we're going to do with our teams.
I think the international break is brilliant for United because so many of our players are injured and we're playing shit. Even though apparently we're the most informed team in the last 5 games, but
players coming back from injury is not going to turn our play around, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm becoming more cynical by the day at the moment. So I'm almost like, barring a miracle, I just don't see anything changing in the foreseeable. But who knows? It might happen. But yeah, cheers Ricky for coming on, man. It's much appreciated.
Cheers,
good score.
See you later, Steve.
Take care, man.
Yeah, peace. Bye.
Thank you, Ricky.
Steve-O, Dan left. So I don't know where Dan... I think Dan... technical issues or something.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Let's bring on the next caller. I think it is...
I go on...
Edgeworth,
Matty Winalot's chatting a lot in the chat. I go on Big content creator streams and tell the chat to check out FPL and tell them that it's a unique stream where you can actually call in and chat on Discord to discuss your dilemmas. Why don't you come on then, Matt, and discuss your dilemmas? I like the trust.
Plus, without being cynical, but unfortunately, people will not take any notice of someone in a chat promoting someone else's stuff.
No, it's kind of, it's
You're
actually
better off doing it. If you want to help, it's just doing it on social media and clip. In fact, I always say clip things that you find funny from this show and just put it out on social media. Just clip it. And just
if you go to other people's streams starting to like talk about other streams, then they can see it as quite rude. Yes. It could backfire on you. In fact, like if someone was in our chat now and saying, go check out Andy FPL, he's amazing every week. We agree. Andy FPL is amazing he's built up something very special and we love Andy. But it's impolite to promote other channels in other content creators chats, unless of course they're explicitly asking for the names of other content creators. I mean, you really got to kind of watch out for being offensive or certainly upsetting other content creators, and certainly echo what Steve-O said really. If you want to help raise awareness about our channel, then the best way of doing it is social media. So there's no getting away from social media being the powerhouse that it is to kind of get eyes on certain content creators.
I'll be completely honest. I always find it funny that people that I know for fact that are quote fans of this channel, I see them retweeting like, I don't know, some really popular content creator or some really popular video, and I think, but you keep banging on about trying to help support this channel, but you don't know how, and it's like, just clip us. You constantly bang on about, I find it so funny when Jason does this, it's amazing when Steve-O does that. Well, don't tell us in the chat, because we're doing it. Tell people when we're live, fucking hell, Steve-O's going apeshit. Watch this. Here's a link. Fucking hell, Jason, he's going on a massive rant about Man United. It's really, really interesting. If you're a Man United fan and you want to hear someone passionately talking about Man U, listen to Jason right now. Great, thanks for
a bit of a broken record, really though, to be honest.
It
is a bit of a broken record, though. Every week, I just feel like I'm saying the same shit over and over again.
But it's interesting. Like when I'm walking home from a night out or whatever, and I'm listening into a live stream and I'm hearing anybody, in this case you, talking passionately about Man United, I don't go, oh God, he's talking about Man United. I'm like, this is quite interesting. I know Jason, he's a friend of mine. He's got a really good point of view here. I'm going to stick with it. If for argument's sake, I tune in and it's just, I don't know, whatever, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, move on. Because you're talking passionately about something that you're interested in. It's like, oh, this has actually grabbed me. You're not forcing it, are you? Like, you know, like a lot of people force.
No, there's no effort. Zero effort to force anything right now. But we have got Dan. No, we haven't. No, Dan isn't back. But we have got we got Matty that's joined the waiting room. Steve-O. Matty's joined them. Well, there we go. Let's get Edgeworth. I think in order of business, I think JR17's next. JR17, what's up, man? How you doing? Have you had a good game week? Have you had a good weekend? Talk to us.
Hi. Let me ask something. Can you guys put Edgeworth before me? I want to go right after him.
You want to go after him?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. It's a first, Steve-O. Okay, Edgeworth, apparently you're more important to talk to. JR asked you to go first.
Well, I wonder why that is. My team's in the chat.
Right, hang on. You free hitted?
Mate, yeah.
Whoa. So,
well, so did Mr. Reed, and you did better than Mr. Reed. So
why did you free hit?
I might have really messed up on these early transfers.
Wait, what was your team? What's your team normally like? What was your team before this?
Let me get
Is it the one that's posted like like almost like I'm drunk and I'm looking at my phone screen at 3 a.m.?
No, that one for I'll show you last week's. Let me remove this one.
So you did a free hit because you're not happy with
transfers. So I did on. I think it was like.
Oh, you did too many transfers and you didn't want to take the point hit.
Yeah. So and it's actually quite funny. On Tuesday, I did Haaland to Wilson, Haaland to Wilson, DRB to Martinelli, and Tsimikas to White.
Wow.
On Tuesday.
This is before Wilson's injury, I'm assuming.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ignored the second one. It was Foster to Nketiah, Haaland to Wilson, and Tsimikas to White. Ignore the Martinelli one.
So you would have done what, a minus?
A -8.
And you didn't want to take the -8, so you free hitted to cancel out the -8.
Yeah.
And you brought in Haaland for Man United that has not scored in the Premier League.
He missed it. I mean, that goal he missed. Jesus Christ, that was awful.
Yeah. Well, let's be fair to the lad. He doesn't get many chances. I mean,
scored 2 midweek.
Yeah, no, he scored 2 midweek, but he doesn't get many chances, generally speaking. He is feeding off of scraps at the very best of times. But that was a peach cross from Rashford. He should have put it in the back of the net. But yeah, so
according to Firetog, your original team scored 95 points.
But I was never gonna start Tsimikas. So I was never gonna start Tsimikas. Actually, I transferred Tsimikas out, and I transferred Haaland out, and I transferred someone else out. So, and even if I didn't do them transfers, and I did transfers on Friday, I was never going to start
on those transfers.
No, I just wanted to attack. I wanted to attack Arsenal, and the Arsenal assets I all got injured.
But the problem with the free hit is that you don't get those players next week. So
I know.
So a -8 isn't the end of the world. I mean, Steve did a -4.
Yeah, but from the -8, I would have got combined 2 points. And I would have transferred Haaland out, which was 16.
Yeah.
Foster was 0, and Tsimikas was 13.
Steve, can you make any sense of this? Yeah, Steve.
No, I don't. I can't make any sense of it because you're saying that you got rid of players that you weren't expecting to do well this week, which is fair enough. You've then gone into some kind of panic mode, assuming because you heard Wilson was injured, and it was like, brilliant, I've done a -4 to bring in Wilson. Crap, what do I do? Oh, I may as well free hit. That's what it just sounds like you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've attacked 2 of the best fixtures this week, which was Luton and Burnley. Unfortunately for you, the Ben White news, that was a joke. But Ben White...
what? How unlucky is that, by the way? Ben White.
Yeah.
And I went Martinelli because I was unsure on Saka, and I didn't know if Trossard would start, and then Trossard gets a haul, obviously, and Martinelli gets nothing. So,
well, sadly,
thanks, Ronno.
Trossard was always going to start because they've got nobody to play in the attack-wise. From a first-team point of view, their first teamers are, like we've always mentioned, Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli. Obviously, 2 of them are fit, so who's going to go through the middle? Well, when Nketiah ain't fit, he won't going to play. Trossard, he's fit and he did really well in the Champions League. Well, I'm going to play him. And like I say, I think that Arteta's found his
preferred
front three.
Mm.
You've gone with, like you say here, Anana. You know, he comes out with the save points as well. Matty Cash makes sense, attacking Fulham, who can't score, and of course they pop up and score. You've hit Newcastle hard against Bournemouth, which is fair enough, completely understandable. And Bowen, Salah, Haaland, you attacked with, and then obviously the unfortunate with Haaland for Man United. And Watkins, I think, to be fair, you know, I mean, I know Mr. Reed, he free hitted, and I mean, he ironically, he's getting getting Palmer off the bench for Ben White, would you believe? I mean, you couldn't make that up. That's a joke. And he got 60, I think, very similar points to you, not as much. I think he got something like 71 or something like that, including Palmer's points. I think that the thought process was right to attack Arsenal against Burnley, who have been conceding goals left, right and centre and can't score. The goal was just out of the blue. And ironically, it came off Gabriel, would you believe? No. It's again, these things. So Mr. Reed got 64 points with his free hit. And he captained Haaland.
Oh my!
Do you think
God.
you got it bad? He captained him.
Oh.
But Edgeworth, you haven't got it bad, and Steve-O, you shouldn't feel sorry for him. He's doing very, very well.
Yeah,
he's 276. I don't know what he is now, but it was 276,000 overall before this game week. He's got 81 points on a free hit because its game's updated. You know, because he obviously he had White not play, so he's got points from Baldock off the bench. 2 points. Still, 2 points this week may be good. He didn't. Instead of Lascelles, of course, Steve-O. To rub it in, of course. But again, you're doing well. I mean, I think once the league updates, you're not going to be too far off what you were before.
100. So I was 375k before this week. Now
so as updated, is it? The game's updated.
And I'm 275.
So you've got a green arrow then?
100k green arrow.
Oh,
275.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It worked, but you know, these people
Firetog's throwing shade. Firetog's throwing shade as if you are making bad mistake after bad mistake.
So you know, obviously I'm in hangouts with these guys. Firetog at the start of the week says he could get the same points as me. He's now 110 points behind me. So
Firetog.
110. I mean, come on, man. He was like, you know, this doing a free hit this week is a fatal. You know, my season's gone down the dump, and he's gonna catch me up because of it. He's 110 points behind me. I mean, you know, throw shade, but Jesus Christ, man.
Well, he's still got his free hit.
Yeah, I mean, and also, you know, they talk about the 95 points. I would never have started Tsimikas, and yeah, so you know, and I also had a -8 for -8 for combined 2 points. So with Haaland out as well.
Yeah, so Firetog's asking a few questions here, but ultimately, I'll let you read them in the chat. Honestly, I think you just carry on playing the game. You're playing the game. Obviously, you've had a very roller coaster ride over the last week. I think someone's mentioned, was it Firetog mentioned that you did your decision to free hit at 4 a.m. on Saturday morning?
It might have been 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. I was
4
sitting there.
4 a.m. You shouldn't be making decisions at 4 a.m.
Yeah, and there might have been some other factors entailed in that as well, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, you've got, I think, judging by all the information that you provided, you haven't got Haaland in your team next week, which is good because it's on a free hit. I think you've got away with this. and just gained a 100k green arrow. I think it could have easily gone the other way. I don't think you needed to play your free hit, but you've got away with it. I think that's the easiest way of describing this. And keep going, because you're doing better than majority of people in our community. So keep your head down and keep doing well.
Hopefully Fire Tog will catch me by game week 38.
276,000 in the world. That's good.
Yeah.
Good, man. Anyway, cheers for coming on, Edgeworth.
Yeah, thanks.
Edgeworth, everybody, doing a great job at keeping himself in the top 500k. Well, almost in the top 250k now, as he's gaining rank from doing bold moves like free hitting. Was it in a panic? Was it because a few players were flagged, injured? Maybe, but it doesn't matter. He's done it now.
I know this is we're constantly talking FPL here, but I've got a -8 on my screen, and I'm like, I like it. Are you gonna share that, or are you just gonna tease us with it? I'll happily share it. It would be Douglas Luiz out for Trossard.
Oh, hang on a minute. Douglas Luiz. Who? Come on, Steve.
And it would be Matty Cash out for Bulldog. And I can play.
I like the
Bulldog
moves
against Bournemouth and Burnley.
I like the moves. I'm not gonna lie.
And it means that, to be fair, I've then got, well, in this specific case, 3 of Arsenal attackers.
According to
Matt, 2 of them are definite starters.
According to certain people, according to certain people in the chat, I was mean to you earlier because I was happy about doing better than you this week. I mean, let's be honest, it's not been very often, and that constitutes being mean. And I was mentioning Douglas Luiz in this whole, well, people wanting to get in cheap penalty takers in their team and hoping for penalties. But I'm just curious, as my little sort of tirade on and that mental mention of those cheap penalty takers, i.e. Douglas Luiz, has that kind of maybe made you second guess having ownership of him going forward? Or do you just think like,
no, I don't.
Nothing I say influences your decisions when it comes
nothing
to...
you say influences anything. These are just me talking out live to an audience and yourself.
Okay.
Chatting to a mate about...
Mikalenko's really good, mate.
Yeah. He also plays for Everton. But
get that guy that plays for Everton in, the one that you... I can never remember his name, that you were like... he's
the player that Dyche doesn't seem to want to play, Danjuma.
That's it, Danjuma, yeah. Wow, Steve Copycat says Anguilla. Yeah, Steve, he's copying my Trossard pick, this punt of Trossard. Maybe.
Yeah.
What's the in all seriousness, what's the likelihood of you doing that? I'll use a line that you often say. What's the likelihood of you actually going ahead and through it? Is it 50-50? Is it more than 50%? Or
no, it's about 0.1%.
0.1%.
It's just me looking at an idea.
That's not even worth mentioning if it's 0.1%.
But it's on
I'm
screen,
0.1% interested in bringing in Diego Jota into my team. I'm never going to mention actually on stream bringing him in. Because obviously the rotations and all that. But yeah, dude, that'd be interesting to see if you do that. I mean, interesting. Douglas Luiz.
The thing is, in all seriousness, I want to get Matty Cash out of the team now. Okay. His fixtures are pants. And I think it's the time now to be getting him gone. But he's not an emergency for me. He's not an emergency.
Okay, well, that being said, time is moving on. We've got 2 people in the waiting room. We'll get JR17 in because that's in the order of things. Let's get him on. JR17, you are on air. How's it going, man? Hello, JR17, are you there? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yep.
We've seen what happened with Edgeworth. It's a very interesting story. Now, we'll bring your team up. Let's quickly just switch screens and bring it up on here. So this is your team. You got 89 points this week. Apologetics Empire 5, interesting team name. You got 89 points. What's the idea behind this name? Apologetics Empire 5.
Oh, it's an inside joke from someone else I know.
Right.
It's
okay.
unrelated, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Ben White owner as well. So you'd be getting
I've
getting
had it.
Alvarez.
Yeah, I know. No. I don't know how to feel about that because I don't know how to feel about Alvarez though, because the 5 points were for the Haaland goal. That kind of hurts me, but it's fine.
Well, it kind of hurts you, but this is the thing. Like, earlier on in the stream, I said about people that don't own Haaland. You know, you're gonna be hating this game week, or ruin not owning him going forward because the players you've got in haven't done anything for you. Well, I mean, case in point here, players that you've been able to bring in and afford have done things for you. Obviously, the likes of Alexander-Arnold got you points. Okay, admittedly a clean sheet and a bonus, but still points. Zinchenko's got you points. I'm not a massive fan of that. Kudos.
I mean, this is the week where Zinchenko's a very good player, but that goal is just. Have you seen it, Jace?
No.
It's just. It's like his first ever goal for Arsenal. It's a complete wonder goal. It's not like he, a cross came in and he headed it in, or he just kind of booted it. He did a flaming scissor kick, or whatever you want to call it. It just goes in. It's just like when your luck's in, your luck's in.
So you wouldn't have scripted it, is what you're saying. You would never have scripted Zinchenko to do a scissor kick in a game to score a goal. But all in all, 89 points. You don't own Haaland. Getting into your mind then, because again, I want to talk to people that don't own Haaland, and because in the chat, people have been like, well, very defensive of their decision to get rid of Haaland, and almost reinforcing their decision, saying, I've been doing just fine without him, I can carry on, blah, 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 I don't have to be taking hits to get him back in. I want to know, in your head, are you that way minded, or like sort of like defiant, almost like I don't need him in my team, I can make such a better team without him? Or are you thinking like, I need him back in at some point soon and I need to find a path to get him back in?
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it, because I sold him when most people sold him, which is game week 8. And people were like, yeah, sell him, make your team better and all that. And I did that, and I kind of got away with it for a couple of weeks. And then the United game happened, and then I was like, okay, not too great. And then after that, I was like, okay, we might need to get him a bit earlier. So I'm starting to like move funds out of my team already. I've moved because I had Madison and I had cash last week, and I got Kudus and Zinchenko this week. I was going to get Gabriel actually, but then I said that Gabriel was boring, so I got Zinchenko instead. So I'm like moving funds out already to get Haaland out, to get Haaland back for Watkins in 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't think it's gone that well. The no Haaland thing. I don't know, it's just a bit frustrating because you have like the goals he's scoring are like not ones that I think are like the people could have, like the teams could have done better, which is what I'm saying against him really. But then obviously he could have just scored like the shot against Sanchez today. He could have scored that, right? So I can't complain too much, but I don't think it's gone as well as I wanted it to, and I'm gonna try and get Haaland back in game week 14 probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea that you got a plan on getting him back in when you're going to get him back in. I just think what really annoyed me was the people that just went with the content creator suggestion of going without Haaland, but didn't really have a reason for doing it other than just because it was fashionable. Whereas you have a structure in place and you've got a plan on getting him back in. You never intended for it to be a long-term decision.
It was intended for until game week 16 actually, but I know, like I had a lot of transfers. I always had 2 up until this week, but just in case I wanted to move back. But
I guess with that said, I think everyone has to have the ability to pivot, right?
Yeah,
to pivot from their decision. So things are going to go back. They're going to backfire. You can't go through a season without having an event that's happened with your decision making that's backfired. So you have to be able to pivot and swallow your pride and go, I made a mistake. I need to get that player gone. I need to get that player back in. Now, have you made a mistake going with Haaland? I don't know what your previous week scores were. Probably you've been able to keep up, I would imagine. Where were you in the overall rankings?
Let me check actually, because I was like 30k in the wild before the Man City
30k.
game.
So
I was before the City game. So I think it says 75k now. But...
Well, I mean, there you got a red arrow with 89 points. I doubt it.
No. So I was 100, like actually I was like 280.
Oh, because you've got no Man City.
Yeah. So I went up to 30 and I went down to 75.
Right.
So
okay.
The red arrow kind of big, but yeah.
No, I think that, you know, I completely honest with you. You're kind of doing okay without Haaland, and that you're going to get him in 15. You say?
No, probably 14. Because what I want to do now is I had
the Spurs game.
The one thing that no Haaland allows you to do is just have like loads of money flying around. Just in case you want to do something better, right? So I have 4.2 mil in the bank right now. So it like what I can do this week is, I want to ask you to this, is I can get Haaland now, but I'd have to sell DRB and Watkins to Palmer and Haaland for a -4.
What's your money like? What's your money situation?
Yeah, I have exactly enough for it. So I have 4.2 now.
Oh, what's the chances of Haaland potentially price rising?
I don't think he will, but it's more likely that Palmer will, and that will ruin it. So I might have to go DRB a bit early.
So more likely who will?
So I can sell DRB to Palmer, and then sell Watkins to Haaland, and I have the exact amount of money for it.
I say...
Yeah, do it.
I think... Well, I was going to say do it, but I have to admit that the fact that you're doing so well in the game, don't see the need for it. They're up against Liverpool next.
Yeah, I know. I haven't taken a hit all season, and to be honest, the reason why I think I'm doing like really well here is because I haven't taken a hit all season. I feel like -4s in general are really, really bad. Like I used to take them last season and the season before when I was playing the game a little bit less seriously than I do now, and you would just see the -4s add up every week. So I just want to be more careful with when I have one. I just hold it and then buy players for like 7-8 weeks, right? Which is why I have Kudus. So you might look at Kudus and think that's really, really bad, right? You're just like knee jerking, but everyone's also buying Bowen, and I think that Kudus is good for basically the same reasons that Bowen is. At least close enough, right? He's like slightly worse Bowen, right? At least that's what I think anyway.
Yeah, Bowen is just a lot. In fact, Kudos kind of reminds me of DRB. He's kind of allowing the space to be made for Bowen because he's doing all the work. Yeah.
I can see that.
Kudos is just basically, it looks like the assister of the assister and will pop up with a freak goal like DRB does. Whereas Bowen is the main man. I'm in fact, while we're talking, I'm tempted to do a -8 actually, Jace.
Just to get Douglas Luiz out, Trossard in, like you said.
Yeah.
And
I didn't think about Trossard actually.
Huh?
I wish I thought about Trossard 2 days ago, because I could have got him for Kudus instead, but I didn't think he was viable.
Are we all going to just do the same transfers?
I'm not doing it now. Definitely not doing it. I'm going to hold what I have been.
I just, from my point of view, it's just Aston Villa's fixtures are very, very difficult, and I don't really want Nketiah stinking up on bench when I'm never going to play him. I'm not going to play him at all. And Spurs away, it's got 2-1, 3-1, either way written all over it. Bournemouth away, okay, decentest fixture, but then Man City, Arsenal, Brentford, they're just terrible. And Matty Cash, as of late, he got injured in the game against Nottingham Forest. He didn't play in the Europa League. He did nothing against Luton. He got taken off. That's right, before Luton scored. In fact, the last time he got an attacking return was at home to Brighton. That was the last time he got an attack in return against Brighton. And I'll tell you what, Jace. I'll tell you what, for a minus 12, just to kind of like go, do you know what? I can just set my team up for the next few weeks. I could just bring in an Arsenal defender in Gabriel and just go, it's done then. I've then got 3 Arsenal.
Who would you rather have, Gabriel or Zinchenko going forward?
Well, I'd rather have Zinchenko.
Well, I can do that.
But remember, Zinchenko's place is at threat from Tomiyasu because Tomiyasu's been playing so well.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Even though Zinchenko is like a key component.
I think Zinchenko's first choice just about at the moment. But again, it'd be great. It's a shame Dan didn't come on because I would have asked.
Didn't Zinchenko play because Ben White was out? Is that correct, chat? Please.
That's possible. That's possible.
Well, to be fair to Zinchenko, he's only missed out minutes in 3 games this season. And obviously, at the beginning of the season, I think he was unavailable.
Yeah, he was injured, yeah.
But he's only missed out minutes against Newcastle. Every other game he's played. Okay, so he got subbed off at half time against Chelsea in game week 9. But every other game he's played. I think Zinchenko's probably comfortably first choice.
Yeah, well, he was last season.
Well, yeah, I think that the moves I would make, now I'm listening more and more to what's being said, is keep hold of Son for the moment, even though he has got some ropey fixtures coming up. But Trossard would come in for what you said, Diaby, because he is generally the assist of the assister. And then Zinchenko would come in from Cash. So it would literally be Diaby and Cash to Zinchenko and Trossard. Two Aston Villa out, 2 Arsenal in. Chat, be interesting what your thoughts are. JR17, Stevo, what's your thoughts on that? Two Arsenal in, 2.
I sold Cash for Zinchenko already, like last week.
Right.
And if the only reason I've done that is because I was thinking about the move I just told you now, where I needed the extra money to go back to Haaland. And I saw that Cash was about to go down in price, apparently, which he didn't, which is weird. But I saw that he was, so I went to Zinchenko to get the Arsenal guy in.
But what's your Matty Cash price? Because I've got him.
I got him. Yeah, I had him at 4.8. So if he went to 5.1, I would have lost like 0.1 on him. So I went Zinchenko to just hold it.
Shame. I'm 1+0.1 off being able to do just bringing Saliba in instead.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a bit more, just more stability, knowing that he's going to play all game. You know.
I don't honestly. I don't actually like Saliba as a pick. I don't know why people are doing it.
He's a guaranteed starter.
Yeah,
I know, but like I don't trust Arsenal to keep a lot of clean sheets here because like we honestly like we tend to just concede one. Like our defensively we're really good, but we tend to just concede that one weird goal. It seems like we're like Man City, where we'll have a really good defense and then we'll just concede one goal at the end, and then you just lose the clean sheet points. And because they're a centre back, they don't tend to do anything. Obviously, Saliba's just scored, but like he never does, right? So this is why I don't have any centre backs in my team, because I just don't like owning them. Mostly because they're boring, but obviously you could argue that they're just less effective.
So I mean, I'm looking at options, and you know, who's that player that you would think Boldock? He's 3.8, isn't he? Is that right? Is he 3.8? Am I right in that? Yeah, he's 3.8.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There we are. You
look at this.
About
No.
Jason, me copying Jason. I'm telling you, the other way bloody round.
But I'm just but listen to this. Listen to this. If I was to bring in Boldock for cash, I could do Saar. Sorry, I could do the move Diaby to Trossard as mentioned before, but I'd also be able to upgrade my 4.5 midfielder to Cole Palmer.
Oh right, wow.
Comfortably, by the way. That'll leave me 0.6 in the bank. In fact, In fact, forget Baldock. I mean, I don't know why this has suddenly gone. I could actually do. Oh no, he's more than I thought. Actually, never mind.
Apparently, Baldock might go up in price soon, which is kind of funny. Baldock might go up in price soon, which is really funny.
I think he is on the list to go up. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, that would be. I've got 2 free transfers, Steve-O. So that would only be for a -4. But anyway, enough of that. Again, we've got Matty waiting, I think. So thank you, JR17. And Matty's actually left the waiting room now. Matt, if you want to come on, please come back into the waiting room. If not, then fine. But JR, man, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Should I take that -4? Should I get Haaland back? I don't think I should, but
no, not for the moment. No, I think the fixtures still, the Liverpool games are going to be a tough one. I think you can hold off, even though I think people are crazy doing it in the first
Spurs,
place.
you think, or?
I think at the very, very least, hold off until Spurs and like see how he plays against Liverpool. Like. Thing is, hang on. The question I want to ask you then is who you're going to captain this next week.
Yeah, that is the problem, man. I think every captain I have is bad next week.
Then you might have to do it. You might have to do it. I think you might have to do it.
I'm thinking about like captaining Watkins, which sounds awful.
No. If you're thinking that, then you're gonna have to get him back in, mate.
Yeah, might do. All right.
I don't know, Steve-O, what do you think? Do you reckon he should get Haaland back in because he hasn't got? Well, it would be Salah, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Salah's your
it
next
would
pick.
be, but I don't like that.
No, Steve-O, would you say he's got to get Haaland back in just to have that safety of the captain?
No, not this week. I think that this week just pass it. Even though Liverpool aren't great defensively.
Who was your captain then?
Who would I be captain?
Yeah, in his team. Watkins?
Well, you mentioned Watkins away at Tottenham. I mean,
I wouldn't do that. I'm looking through the
only
fixtures.
thing I will say is that the history for Man City versus Liverpool is all in Man City's favour. So
if I had an Arsenal player, I would captain him. Do you know what?
No,
if he
not
did
Brentford, no.
I would.
No. That's
There's no. I think Arsenal. Get a few goals in that game.
Against Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't think our attack is good enough. But,
I don't know. We've seen some surprises over the last few weeks, but I think judging on the fact that your captaincy is going to be tossed between Salah and Watkins, who, let's be honest, they're not amazing next week.
but the thing is, right? If Maddison was still here, like I was planning, because a couple of weeks ago, I didn't think that I would want Haaland at this point. So back when Maddison was still a thing, I was gonna captain Son this week because I read this.
I was gonna say to you, is there an outside chance that you would go with Son?
I was going to, but now that Maddison isn't here anymore, that's kind of gone away.
You know
I might end up still doing it.
I think Son might be better shout than Salah.
I think he is as well.
And I think they're gonna have to bounce back, aren't they, Spurs?
I might just stick with it. I was gonna go there originally, so I might just do that.
You know what? I think that's the best differential captaincy that you might score big on this season. To be honest,
indeed.
And it's not to sound dramatic, but I think that could be really good. But I wish you the best of luck, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Cheers, dude.
All right. Bye.
Cheers. Matty's back in. Matty can talk to Steve-O. Matty, thank you for waiting. You've been waiting to speak to us. We've been chatting away. Take it away, Steve-O. Wake up. Number one fans here, mate.
You there, man?
New fans.
What have you got to say?
You alright? What have I got to say? How are you?
Yeah, forget all that. You've been speaking throughout the whole stream. What do you want to tell us? Talk to us about. Come on.
Well, like, I want to go on about people on with this Haaland and no Haaland, like, and if it's right to have him or if it's wrong to have him. It's like, if you could spread your funds around players, good players from good teams, and they can outscore what Haaland does, then you're up on whatever points he scores. And so far, like, since I've gone without him, the players I've brought in have done the job. I would say up until probably this game week. And to be fair, I've not even looked at my my FPL today, so I don't even know how many points I got, because of after the Newcastle game yesterday, when I had Trippier and Fabian Schär in defence and Anderson in goal, I was thinking, oh, it's going to be another week like last week. I mean, I had Captain Salah come through today, and a couple of others.
I think a few weeks ago you were above me, weren't you?
Well, I'm doing really well now. I think I'm about probably about 3 million now.
In FPL, your team did about as bad as mine. The only players differential.
I mean, I could tell you what players I've got in my team, but I
can bring it. I can bring it.
See it in front of me.
I can bring it.
I don't know what points. I mean,
62 points.
I done a -4 last week to bring, I think, Tsimikas in and another move, and like I played him and he got a 1-pointer, and and I benched Fabian Schär and he got a 5-pointer, and so this week, because of his performance in the Europa League, where he gave one of the first goals away, I thought Klopp would end up putting Joe Gomez at left back, because of the game before when they were playing Luton, and he said he wanted him there for his height. I thought, well, Brentford are the team that you need, like, tall players, because they get most of their goals from set pieces and like through like throws and stuff like that. So I thought he'd get benched, so I benched him this week, and I even put him second bench and put Archer. I think I put Archer first. I put him as first defender choice if I didn't have a defender play. But after like my punt was Slubberslide from Liverpool, because I thought after watching him for a couple of games, because I watch all the Liverpool games, and I was like, I thought he might like go off like.
Well, can I just? I'll make some observations when you finished actually making your point.
Yeah.
But like, did you know that like the last game week that you had Haaland, you captained him. It was game week 9. Then you transferred him out. Since you transferred him out, you've gone from 1.8 million rank to 3.1 million rank. We've basically swapped places.
My best time was when
I've gone from 3 million rank to 1 million rank by keeping him in. So I believe that having Haaland over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
What, am I 6 million now?
No. You were 1.8 million in game week 9 when you captained Haaland. Yeah, and then you got rid of him game week 10. And you captained Salah, which did right. You got your captain right on that one. But since game week 9, by going Haaland less, you've seen a game week rank decrease every single, like you've seen.
Yeah, but I've been taking hits.
An overall rank decrease down to 3.1 million.
Yeah, I've been the last couple of weeks. I've been taking hits, and I haven't needed to take the hits, and they haven't paid off. I ended up losing out on doing the hits. Like when I wildcarded really early in game week 3, because I was like 5.7 million. I went from 5.7 million to 700,000.
It's worth mentioning though also that you had game week 11. You had a lot of points on your bench over the last couple of weeks. You had game week 11. You had Points from Shah and Archer got 9. I mean, that's fluke. That's complete fluke, isn't it? And then game week 12, you had obviously Tsimikas. I mean, yeah, it's like again that's a freak. So I mean, I just like looking at how decisions have changed for the better or for worse, because you're pretty adamant, and I still get the sense that you're pretty confident that going without Haaland has served you well. But I look at the data, and the data in front of me just suggests that he probably hasn't, because you were pretty stable around the 2 million rank, and you obviously got up to 1.8 million, and then you got rid of Haaland, and then it's gone back down, to 3.1. Now, yeah, I mean, at the moment there's what 30, 40 points between it, but do you concede that you need to maybe be open to the idea of getting him back in your team sooner rather than later? Or do you think, no, I don't need to do that?
What have I dropped? 1.1 million since doing that. But I've taken 2 -8s. So if you were to add 8 points onto my, if I didn't take those unnecessary hits, you did
two -4s.
So that would and I didn't need to do those. I was just trying to I think it was to get Trippier in or something like that. But
yeah. But I guess the question I'm asking is, where do you stand on Haaland now? Do you think that your strategy of going without him is good to go forward with, or do you think that no, I need to get him back in, I need to find a way of getting him back? What's your mind saying to you now? Are you thinking, right, things are okay without Haaland, or do I need to get him back in? That's the question.
I don't think, I need to get him back in, but my logic was, when I went without him, was I was going to bring him back after the Liverpool fixture.
Right.
So, I was going to, because I don't know, I got a few million in the bank, so I was going to go down, downgrade one of my midfielders, and then just upgrade either probably Alvarez to Haaland.
Are you going to be accumulating transfers to make these for free, or are you going to be doing another hit to get Haaland back in?
Well, I might roll this week. No, it's international. If I don't get any injuries in my team, I might roll next week, even though there's not good fixtures against each other. I think that's right. I'll roll, so I've got 2 transfers, and it'll only take me 2 transfers to get him back in, but it's not for another couple of game weeks. I'll be getting him back in.
So what would the transfers be? What would it be? Watkins be involved in getting him back in? Is that what you're thinking? Or are you thinking of upgrade Archer to him and downgrade midfield?
No. I want Alvarez out now. I've had a few game weeks of him, and now I've been watching him and that, and yeah, he got the assist today, but he's not the player that he was when I brought him in. So,
yeah, that's true.
I'll downgrade say Slobosai to I don't know, maybe who was Aneze, or or even a Cole Palmer, because their fixtures come good from game week 14. So I can downgrade into a 4.5 million, and then use that money with the money I got in the bank to upgrade Alvarez to Haaland, and then I'll have Haaland back in with Salah and Son, Bowen.
You got 4 million in the bank.
I'll have Trippier. I want to get rid of.
You don't get to take home that money at the end of the season, so it's best to spend it on your team. So
yeah. But the reason I've kept it in there is because I don't want to spread it, because my intentions is to bring Haaland back in. So if I spread that money,
but do you know what this is saying to me? This is saying to me that you've gone with the decision to get rid of Haaland
for Trippier,
but But
and Bowen.
But let me finish. You've gone with the decision to get rid of Haaland to free up money to spend in your team. But instead of spending that money in your team, you've just kept it on the bench and gone with the same type of players that teams with Haaland have genuinely got. So really, the only benefit of going without Haaland that you've got at the moment is money in the bank, which is completely rendered useless because you can't do anything with money in the bank. You can only use it to get Haaland back in as and when you decide to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you've not spread that money out. Like
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But what you got to understand is people with Haaland in their team can't have like Trippier in their team. They wouldn't be able to afford.
I do.
Son, Salah, Bowen.
I've got Son, Salah, Bowen, Trippier in my team. I've got Haaland. The thing is, I think there's a lot of the people that got rid of Haaland were doing it so they could bring in some more.
I spent too much on Slobosai, really. I mean, I spent 7 million on him. I thought I'd take a punt on him and thought he would come good. So really, like I went for Trippier because he was consistent getting the bonus points, and I thought he'd be more consistent than Haaland. And I thought I'd bring in Slobosai because I thought I saw some glimpses of him. Maybe like he's going to start assisting and scoring soon. Like, and if he had have, it would have been a genius move. Like, but unfortunately, it hasn't happened. But if it had have, then I could be in a totally different situation now.
The thing is with Slobosai, admittedly, he has been getting some returns, but I wouldn't class him as being.
It has worked.
Well, it hasn't.
It hasn't. No, but what I'm saying is, if the player I bought in was right, say a Brian Mbeumo or something, and add him through all his holes, then no, or someone more dearer, like I don't know, who's been like scoring recently, quite a few goals. Anyone up to like Kevin De Bruyne's price, and they had been scoring good, then the move by downgrading Haaland would have been a good move. I don't think your decision to get rid of Haaland at the time was a bad one because he was on a run of not well. He certainly wasn't lighting the Premier League on fire. However, the main reason that people were getting rid of Haaland was to throw money in their midfield and to have Mbeumo's, Saka's, double up, maybe get in, the likes of Bowen, Son, Saka, Salah, Maddison before he got injured. There was that money for people to do that, to spend 7-8 plus million, but you haven't done that. You haven't necessarily done it. You've stuck your 4 million in the bank, kept the money in the bank, and then taken hits to bring in players for players. And I think what's happened is that you've got a team that people that have got Haaland in their team have already got. So you've already got a lot of the players that Haaland ownership teams have already got. So you've not got the net benefit of getting rid of Haaland. So my personal point of view is that you need to decide whether to throw that 4 million into your team, which you haven't, or you need to get Haaland back in. Like, there's no two ways about you. Sitting there with that 4 million in the bank is not doing you any good. It's not improving your team. It's not helping you. Fair enough, right? When like people started going without Haaland, it was like when people started wildcarding, wasn't it? And when I looked at the way he was playing and the fixtures he had come in for his price, when I took him out, it was like I couldn't like change my whole team because it would have taken me like loads of hits to do. So I could only do like one transfer a week. So it was like, right, if I take Haaland out this week, I'll bring like Trippier in, and then I have to wait till the following week, and then it's like, and then like that. If what I should have done is not done it, I've made a mistake. I even was like before I come on air, I was making myself a coffee and I was saying to myself in the kitchen, I've made a fucking amateur mistake.
But do you know what?
Like,
do you know what? That's the first thing. That's the first thing you need to do, and go. You know what?
Like,
I've made a mistake. I shouldn't have got rid of him.
Like, it's a like.
The worst thing you can do is be
things on Sky that I've done, and I've I've done a transfer on the deadline to bring Pedro Porro in, and it was for 2 game weeks. And well, it was for a bit longer than that, but their defence after Romero got sent off and that he had to come out. But like I went to bring him in, but it was like just before kick-off. It hadn't kicked off on telly. I brought him in, and but the transfer went through, but he didn't come on my team, and he didn't come on my team until the next game week. So I missed the deadline by bringing him in, and I lost out on 9 points. And the following week,
Sky, was it?
Yeah, and the following week he was obviously in my team because I made the transfer, and he got 7 points. And then Romero got injured, and I took Romero out for Saliba and captain Saliba.
Okay.
And I didn't actually. What I did is I should have bought in Saliba, and I did in my other team, because I haven't got no other Arsenal players, and in my better team where I'm 200 in the world at the moment, I'm like on that team I brought Trippier in, and he fucking got a 0-pointer, and I captained him, so I got no points. When it should have been Saliba, and he got a 20-pointer. As a captain,
so you've
on those two, that transfer and not bringing Saliba in, like I bought him in on my other team and captained him.
That's on Sky though, isn't it? That's on Sky.
Yeah.
And respectively, you know, you've come on here to talk about your FPL team, and
I'm going on one.
No. I think that we all know that this game is a game of fine margins, right? The amount of times that people come out with stories where they've missed the deadline, or they were gonna do something but they couldn't because they were at work or they were driving home. But the thing is, you just said something a minute. You just said a minute ago. Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying. You just said a minute ago something that I want to hear people say more often, and that is I messed up. And the best FPL managers out there are the ones that go, shit, I messed up, I need to sort it out. The ones that double down and they go, you know what, I don't care, I'm going to carry on with this because it's, you know, it will work for me. It will work, and it backfires. The amount of times that I've seen FPL managers and myself see a player in form start scoring points in week out, and I'm like, you know what, I missed that bandwagon. And I wait. It can't keep carrying on, and it does, and I miss out because, you know, I'm stubborn because the player that I brought in is not doing very well, and I didn't decide to bring the other guy in, but I'm stubborn to open up and to admit that I made a mistake, and I'm gonna transfer that player out and bring that player in. Because sometimes people think, I've missed out on those points now. Those points are in the past. Whereas, you know, the proper FPL managers are open to anything and are completely a blank slate. They don't have favourites. They don't have bias towards teams. They just go with the data and where the data is showing them to get the best points. And right now, for me, Man City, Haaland, you've got to have him in your team.
Yeah. I know I've messed up, but
there we go.
It might, but it mightn't have been messed up.
It could have been a different story, mate.
No, listen. If I was able to do a team like with a wild card, the thing is, I tried taking Haaland out when like 7 game weeks after I wildcarded, and like to try and get a good all over team, you need a wild card, and I wasn't able to do that. So like, I wasn't able to put my team in a real good position to attack the fixtures without Haaland. I had pretty much the same players as a lot of other people, so I shouldn't have even tried taking them out, really.
Yeah, I mean, there are people And I will admit, there are people in the chat, there are people out there that did go without Haaland game week 10 onwards, did what you did.
He's in both my Sky teams, like, and he'll be there till.
But
I
think the main thing that hurt you, and I'll say it again because I think the main thing that hurt you was instead of using that money, you thought, I need to get him back in. I need to keep some money in the bank and keep that 4 million in the bank and not use it. I think that's hurt you more than anything else. I think you keeping that 4 million in the bank has hurt you more than just going without Haaland, because I think you could have brought in, players like Bowen, like Saka and others, that could have got you points. But instead you stuck with players that are sort of like relatively cheap in that team. And ultimately I think you realised that, you've probably kept a Haaland team by not owning Haaland. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. You've kept a Haaland team, but without owning him. That's essentially what you've done.
And because I wanted Trippier.
Okay.
Stupid, really. So someone in the chat saying like I was slating someone for copying, slating someone for them copying Raptor with a no Haaland. I'm not copying anyone by taking Haaland out. Like, I went with that Haaland because I thought I would be able to get to. I mean, it was how long is he been at my team? Like, 1 game.
I'm not saying you're copying anyone. All I'm saying is it was a common strategy throughout the Twitter sphere and social media, obviously, and some forums, that going at Haaland could work, and it could work for various reasons. It has paid off for some people, it hasn't for others, and that's just FPL. My advice to you would be get Haaland back in, certainly because you've got that money in the bank and you're not doing anything with it, and it's going to cost you less getting Haaland back in than to throw that money around the rest of your team. So my advice was just get Haaland back in, simple as, and just lick your wound. And
my team's going to be so template then, isn't it?
Well, the other option is you basically say, right, I'm going to double down on my decision and go without Haaland, and then just upgrade your Matoma, your Slabazai. So you'd be going
anywhere if I get Haaland back in.
Yeah, but you've got to think slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. If you're going to take more hits to throw that 4 million into your team, like upgrade the likes of Slabazai, Mitoma, Alvarez, like you mentioned, your defenders. You to do that, you're going to be taking -8s, -12s, -16s, in the short term. But you're still not going to have Haaland, and your team probably on paper is going to be rivaling the template anyway. So I don't know, man. I think I think you just need to keep a few differentials to kind of give you those abilities to climb the leaderboards, but at the same time not take unnecessary hits. You've taken hits in the last few weeks. Your initial thing is to go, right, your first decision to make is, do I need Haaland back in now, or can I wait until game week 15?
I think it's because I've got more into my Sky, and like this year in FPL, I'm just like, oh fuck it, I'll just do it. Where like the last couple of seasons, I've done pretty well. Like the year before last, I ended up 17k, and last year, I ended up 190k. But I feel like I'm so far back now. Like,
well, one point was it you've gone down to 3.1 million. Like I said earlier on, it's like 40 points between that. I mean, it's literally 100 points and you're back in the top 250k or something like that. So I wouldn't even think right now we're in game week 12.
How many points?
I mean, I'm just guessing now, but right. if looking at your team right now, what's your overall points? Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. So right now, because I'm having to do multiple things.
Telling me something I don't know because I haven't even looked today.
Well, overall points 719. Yeah, you're on 719. And now I'm going to say right now, if you were to get, okay, here we go. You're on 719. No, that's me. Never mind. 1 second.
Oh, cheers. You're winding me up then, wouldn't you?
Hang on. I'll find you. I've got to find you now. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm so far down the leaderboard, you can't
No,
find
you're
me. Look,
two places behind me.
I'm hanging on with my
Okay.
toes.
678. Okay? I'll give you something now. Here we go.
678, so that's... Like,
Okay, so if you get 66 points, you're 66 points behind 400k.
is that it?
That's it. 66 points, 400k.
400k, 66 points.
Yeah, 400k. You'd be so 66
If I
points
would have
behind.
played, if I would have played Tsimikas today, I would have only been 50 points off.
There we go.
Bloody
So
hell.
the point, half the battle about this game isn't about
It's
riding the ups and downs. It's about the mentality of facing mistakes
like-
and then getting through it.
But you say going without Haaland hasn't worked. But if I would have made the right moves, like playing Tsimikas today, that would have gave me 14 points. If I would have played last week Fabian Schär instead of Tsimikas, that would have given me another 5 points. So that's like nearly 20 points off that. How many points do you say? 65 or 55?
65.
So it's only my decisions of who to play why I'm probably not maybe under 2 million or even lower than that. Because by my decision making who to play, I've lost out on 20 points in 2 game weeks.
Yeah, so really just stick with it and sort it out. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give you any more advice because I don't want you catching up with me. I'm too above you now on places in the YouTube chat league. But best of luck. Cheers for coming on, Matt.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers, Steve-O. You both take care.
Yep, cheers, thank you. See you later.
Yeah.
Cheers,
yeah,
mate.
Enjoy coming on. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, dude. Well, there we have it, Steve-O.
Blimey.
It's
that was a video in itself about why not to go with Haaland. If only we had someone to cut this stream up.
I think it's all comes down to what have you done without Haaland.
I don't care. Do you know what? I don't even care. We've spoken too much about Haaland. I'm sick to death of fucking hearing his cunting name. Can we go now?
Yes,
3.5
absolutely.
hours.
Yeah, we need to go because my wife's probably gone to bed.
Jesus Christ.
Right, cheers for tuning in, everyone. Hit the like button and subscribe if you are new around here. Get on the Discord.
In fact, you just reminded me. Can I read this out?
Go on, go for it. Go on.
All right, Podner says this. I just need to go in the members chat quickly. Right, this is what Podner says, despite the fact he doesn't even take his own advice. But this is what Podner says.
Okay.
Remember to like and subscribe. I think to myself, why does he not say, thanks to you lot who are already members of our fabulous community? Please, why not share our link on your social media channels like Twitter, Facebook?
This isn't a fucking letter
Instagram,
to the Prime Minister.
Snapchat. It would really help bring others into the YouTube channel. Mate, there are people unsubscribing, Podner. That's how grim it is. We stream for 3.5 fucking hours.
Oh, that's a point. Have we got? We've streamed for 3 hours. Let's see if we've hit the. Let's see if we've hit the 7,500 subscribers. We hit it earlier on today. Have we had enough? Have we had enough subscribers, Steve-O? Have you looked? Have you seen?
I have. We haven't.
We haven't. We have. We haven't. As it says on here, 7,500 on the channel.
Let me just quickly check.
It says 7.5. We've hit it, I think.
What's this stupid?
So we've got 7,501.
Hooray!
Steve-O.
We've had 2 subscribers in 2 hours.
It's happened. It's happened.
Bloody hell.
It's happened, chat.
They'll be gone by the end of the day.
We did a thing. We did a thing. We actually got 7,501. There we go. Perfect. Cool beans. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for supporting us. And don't you dare unsubscribe. Tell your nan about us. Get her to subscribe and a dog. Make a dog account for her little chihuahua. Right, I'm going to get out of here, Steve-O. We've been on for too long. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Wave, wave, wave. See you later. Bye-bye. See you, everybody.